Our friends Echo Base Network, Nick and the Coach. Everybody should follow Echo Base Network on Twitter. Everyone. They're great, and they're doing a documentary on LucasArts. They did a really cool documentary on the sequel trilogy. They're doing a documentary on LucasArts. Everybody, let's do it right now. Let's all follow. There's 179 people here. Let's all go to Twitter, and let's go to Echo Base Network, and let's all follow Echo Base Network. And also then go to YouTube and give them a subscription.
Echo Base Network. I appreciate that, Tim, man. You've been a long-time supporter, too, man. I got those comics from you. The Batman Predator comics.
And he even tweeted out Echo Base Network's video. And it's important that we talk about this one. Echo Base Network is a great channel. You guys should definitely go subscribe to them. They've been supporters of Geeks and Gamers for a long time, and their channel is getting some traction. And Mark Hamill tweeting this out, and specifically listen to what they say. This is the video Mark Hamill tweeted out, okay? This is important. Shout out to you guys for getting Luke Skywalker to tweet out your video.
That was awesome.
Nice.
No, when I saw Echo Base get a bunch of clicks on their one video with the reaction and then getting that retweet, that was awesome. Those are the coach. You guys are awesome.
Here's what, like, I still don't like. I was watching the video about Star Wars Theory, and then suddenly they start talking about me. I'm going, whoa, I'm in the video. It's awesome. Like,
go ahead, Coach Nick. What did you guys think? I know you're wanting to say.
I'm gonna go on and say it. Holy is what I was thinking the whole time.
Hello, my name is Tim Rose, and I'm with you here at Echo Base today. I've had a great time, and I played Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens, and finally in The Last Jedi. But the one thing that I seem to be remembered more than anything else is, it's a trap!
You ready to do this thing?
Not really.
Come on, man. We're ready to do this.
I've
thing.
done 5 streams this week talking Ahsoka.
Yeah, but now you're home.
Yeah, true.
Now you're home. Now you're doing it on our thing.
Yeah,
You're not a guest. You're sitting in your living room.
Yep, true that.
With the rest of you. Welcome.
Yeah.
To
Which did you watch those robot head videos I texted you?
I watched the first one and about half of the Thrawn one.
Yeah.
They were good.
Good stuff.
They were good. So welcome to the show, everybody. Our Saturday night EBN live stream that we do this every Saturday night for you guys. Echo Base Network, where nothing is more important than you, the community here at the channel. Me and Nick have been doing this thing for a little over 4 years now, and we are very happy with what we have been able to do. We as in all of us, not just me and Nick. Tonight we got some minor topics. We got a lot of major things to talk about. Ahsoka, depending on your outlook, it's almost over. That might be
one episode left.
That might be a bad thing. It's totally up to your outlook. But I will tell you this tonight, right here, as we are approaching the final episode. I mean, just think about it. In 49 hours, no, that's not right. In 73 hours from right now, we will be watching the final episode. And Dave Filoni, his trial will be complete. I feel like I'm already ready to give my judgment without even seeing the finale, Nick.
Yeah, same.
But we'll go ahead and watch this finale, post it on our Patreon, and all of that. So let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. And as we always want to remind you guys, thank you so much for all the support that you give us. There are 4 ways that you can support us here on the channel. You can join our member family. Got over 200 plus members strong. We appreciate you guys very much. 4 different levels, all kinds of different perks, access to our Discord, and access to our pop-ins and all that kind of stuff. We'll be doing pop-ins tonight as well. Join us over on Patreon if you'd like to support Nick's endeavor to get a new computer and get him back on camera and making videos again. 100% of the proceeds from Patreon will be going to Nick's computer fund. For $5 a month, you could join us. We will be watching One Piece immediately after Ahsoka ends. We'll go through the show on Patreon, and then we'll be moving on to other things as well. We got all kinds of Star Wars merch in our merch store, so go check it out. Made 4 new shirts this week, and any and all super chats. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, that is a great way to support the channel and get your voice heard, and we talk about your thought or question, so we appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah, and real quick on all that, I just want to thank everybody that's helped out with the computer fund.
Yes.
We are now at $2,085, so we are less than $1,500 away.
Hercules.
So yeah, it's going good. And if you guys do want to help support the GoFundMe and donate to that, I'm gonna put a link in chat, and if you send a question in there, I got it pulled up and I'll read it, just like if it's a super chat or something.
Totally got you. Ooh, that's too much. Yay.
Also, everybody that helped support my niece's Girl Scout thing with her little peanuts and candies and that sort of stuff. She is the top seller of her Girl Scout troop, thanks to all of you guys. And she's super pumped. She's super excited. She's always asking her mom every morning, like, where are we at? Where are we at? You know, seeing all the orders come in. So you guys have definitely made her really happy. So I appreciate that as well.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, real quick roll call. The people that I saw in the pre-show, we want to welcome the Yavin Fourth, Leia Rose, Blood Guilty Gaming, Graf Webb, Debbie Young, Alan Copeland, Angelina Serini, Aaron Ratliff, Mark Cohen. What's up, Mark? Star Wars Mom. Star Wars Mom. Brandon the Anime Guy, Darth Huyang, Darth Pootie Jonathan, Mattuine, Rogue Sarge, Beretta Road Chronicles, Red Tigress, Benjamin, Clone Solo, Lester San Jose, The Skeptic Tank, Harmonic Shredder, WDW Pro.
What's up, Pro?
Jedi Master Lawrence, Spaceship Vampire, Lombardi 1969, Rebecca Seelinger, Darcipio, Donna Hergenrither, and Drunkita wins. Anybody that I missed, welcome to the show. If you are new here, let us know. It is your first Echo Base Network live stream. It is now time to bring him in, the Master of Disaster, Darth Sempus, the one and only. What else do we call him?
Pretty much Darth Sempus, Moff Rissman.
Moff Rissman, Darth Sempus, Disney Shill,
Nerd,
Paulie Adam. Here he comes. I can't control him, so I don't know what's going to happen. Master of the dork side.
I know. And I've seen several people in the chat like, oh, here he comes. I'm out.
Yeah.
Done. I was like, wow. Oh my goodness. Good to see you all.
We got other people. Fran Anyon is here with us. Salty Texas Ranger, Green Lantern 345. Venger is here. Chris, Rex T-Rex 007. We got a bunch of KKs, Dried Up Sarlacc Pit. Love him.
Love it.
Niculio is here with us as well. Jason Evangelista is here. Dino's Reviews is here. Shane Peterson is here. Lynn H is here. So thank you guys very, very much. Now, Rissman, right off the top, if you don't mind, let's go through and clear all of our super chats and member chats, and then we're going to get moving right into this thing, everybody.
We have a pile of them, Coach. Here we go.
Let's go. Thank you guys.
Rogue
Sarge. He is the man with a $20 super chat. Hello, everyone at EBN. I saw The Creator today, and I highly recommend it. I am happy. I wanted to go see it. I didn't have time. I'm going to try tomorrow to go see it tomorrow afternoon.
Just saw it a few hours ago, and I have to tell you, honestly, it went in a slightly different direction than I expected. Loved it all the same. And Gareth Edwards, you can tell it's one of his things. Hope you all enjoy it if you do see it.
Did it look like $80 million film, or did it look like a big budget film?
It looked like a big budget film. I think he set out to maximize the ability to actually still do that. And they went on location because it's all set in what they call New Asia. And they went to actual Asia to shoot all of it. 100% looked really, really good. And the stuff that was obviously CGI, it was done old school. I think it was very well done from a production value perspective.
Yeah. Awesome. Very good. All right. Keep it rolling. Jonathan has joined us as a member, and that is a paid membership. He did that on his own.
Yes.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, welcome.
Family.
Yeah. Welcome to the family, my friend Jonathan. Welcome aboard, man.
Yeah, and I am going to be doing member stream tomorrow afternoon. So all the new members, just stay, be looking for the community post tomorrow in between 2 and 4, and I'll post when I'm going to do it. It'll be sometime between 2 and 4 Central Time tomorrow.
All right.
And so, Coach, before you go on, I see Drunkietta Wins asked about Expendables 4. So when
I
Star
heard
Wars
it was
Mom was
terrible.
here, when Star Wars Mom was here, we went to see Equalizer 3, which I also thought was really, really well done. I mean, Denzel did
I
not
love them.
disappoint.
That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite trilogies now.
Yes. But I have to say, Expendables was one of the ones where I did get swayed by the reviews and we opted against. So I have not seen Expendables 4 yet.
I care nothing about Expendables. I watched the first one and I'm out.
Yeah.
Just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. So Donna Hergenrether sends in a member chat. Glad to be with you all tonight. Thank you so much, Miss Donna. Good to see you. Captain Fandom Nerd has been a member for 12 months. Sends
Hell,
in a member
Captain
chat.
Fandom Nerd.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Brandon, the anime guy. Holy cow. I cannot believe I've been around this long on this particular account. We are you, our Echo Base Network, and long live Ashoka. Oh, wait. No. Thank you, Brandon, the anime guy. Khonshu 66 with $6.99. Just imagine if Palpatine is the one calling to Balin. Right there, Disney gets the tie-in they want to the garbage sequels. And Nick, I saw Star Wars Theory, or I believe it was Theory. It was the first place on Twitter where I saw this thought. The thought didn't even occur to me. What if that is what is drawing Balin? Something tied to the Emperor.
Would not be surprised with Filoni, aka KK 2.0, running things over there. I could totally see him doing it.
I'm going to say
it's leading that way.
I would be surprised because that would actually make sense.
Yeah,
that's why it would surprise me.
Yeah, and a lot of the show doesn't.
Yeah, like oh, I get that. That totally makes sense, dude.
I actually sadly do also agree that I think it's reasonable that whatever was calling to Palpatine, that Exegol, all that, it is very possible that it's also calling to Balin.
Yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for sending that in, Khonshu. GraphWeb, $2. Hashtag cancel Disney Plus. I got to tell you, GraphWeb, I'm not going to do this without your permission. But if you do not mind, I would like to make a t-shirt that says hashtag cancel Disney Plus, GraphWeb 2024.
Yeah.
Would you be, I don't want to make that without your permission. So if you're okay with that, please let me know. And that is a shirt that I would like to buy myself and wear.
Yeah. So, GraphWeb, hashtag cancel Disney Plus.
Wouldn't that be a great shirt?
And Coach, if you do that, it'll be the first time you did buy one of your own merch shirts. So that would be awesome.
That's not true. I have a shirt.
Yeah. I've bought a hoodie. I bought a t-shirt. I still have them. I got them in my closet. I wear them. The t-shirts are like a thick cotton, so I normally don't wear them in the summertime, but fall and winter I do.
And all kidding aside, on the shirt business, Coach just recently did at least 2 Endor specific shirts that are absolutely amazing. So if you haven't gone and checked out them, I mean, Coach, all your shirts are amazing, but those 2 Endor shirts really spoke to me personally. So if you have not gone, go to the merch store, check it out. The stuff is Coach is making them, and they're cool. They're cool.
Very good. Well, look, making them. I'm finding a really good icon logo. I might change it a little bit. I might not, but I'm throwing them on shirts, and they are nice. They really are. So, all right. Well, thank you for that. Don't give me too much credit, though. It's kind of easy. Like
okay. Well, don't sell yourself short. They look great.
Well, thank you. All right, Jedi Master Lawrence. What is going on, Erica? She has gifted 10 Echo Base Network memberships. Let's go.
Jedi Master Lawrence. And for those of you out there that want gifted memberships, make sure that you go to our YouTube page and hit the join button, and then you got to go to the gift options and make sure that the gift option is turned on. And you have to do that for each individual channel that you want to get a membership from. So just because you do it on our channel doesn't mean you'll get one on someone else's channel. You'd have to do it on their channel as well. I'm not sure how to do it from mobile, but I know you can. I just know how to do it.
On the mobile side, Nick, it's the same way. It actually, when you log in and there's gifting going, it says, as soon as gifting starts going on, it says opt in. It puts it.
Oh,
right there.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I am posting. I got people in chat asking. I'm posting the link to our merch store.
And
Go
I
and
merged
check
it
that out.
also with Nightbot, so we got it. Yep.
And look, I mean, while we're at it, let's you know,
Put it
no
on the
shame,
screen, Coach.
no
Put it
shame
on
in
the
my
screen.
game. Like,
Yes, they're great.
so there's the shirt Risman's talking about.
Yeah,
right
the
here.
end. Yes, I love this one.
Yeah.
Love it. This is I don't know, Coach. You outdid yourself on this one.
Well, so the color's supposed to be white or black.
The green one is the one I want. I want the green one.
Yeah, I like the green one
looks
because
good.
that looks very like outdoorsy, you know, like
Yes.
you know, you'd wear in Colorado or Denver or
100%.
Montana.
All right. So, and then we also have, look, you guys like that one.
I think I might order that green one. I like that green one.
Yes, that's the one I got I got my eye on that too.
That park ranger. Does that park ranger one come in green too?
No, but it comes in that because the font is green. So green
okay, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, green on green wouldn't be good, but those look good. You know,
Yeah.
I'm digging those.
And then, Coach, I told you I want the stormtrooper with the heart. The stormtrooper with the heart for me is the one too. But that's
so
not
this
a new one.
This is our other new one right here. Little Hoth National Park action right here. So I like it. You know, a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff.
I like that. That's good design.
You know, we don't sell shirts like the Junkman or anything. You know, Junkman. But we do the best that we can. We got good stuff. So, anyways, guys, got a couple more super chats and everything. I hate Disney Star Wars, but I love talking to everyone here about what I do love, Star Wars. Thank you for the support on both my channels. We are, you are. And that is from Blood Guilty Gaming with the member chat. Thank you, brother. You know, and Ahsoka is almost over. And the Star Wars news is about to slow down. But we have a plan, don't we, Nick?
Yep. Expanding time.
Echo Base Network expansion. It's happening. We're jumping right into One Piece, and we're going to be talking everything else. Rebel Moon is coming in December. We're going to be cranking out content covering that, anticipating that. We're going to get it done.
Yeah.
So
Cobra Kai is going to be coming out here right after the first of the year here. I'm sure we'll probably be talking about that.
Yep. Debbie does
Stranger
Cincinnati.
Things. What'd you say?
Debbie does Cincinnati.
I've never seen that one.
It's the new one, 2024.
Oh, okay.
She actually is in the movie theater. Like,
wow,
it's crazy. It's crazy. I saw the teaser. Okay.
Interesting.
Oh no. I'm gonna have to play the end of the song here in a second.
Love you, Debbie. Love you, Debbie. Everybody knows we're talking about Mama Bear. Like,
anytime we say Debbie does, some of us old folks are like, wait, no.
Yeah. That's right. All right, keep it rolling. Let's see. Chris, member for 5 months. How was Nocturne? Hadn't got to it yet, but we are. Heard some random chatter on hating it. Oh no. Hope it was fun and hoped you got my suggestions a few days ago. We did see those. We are, you are, Echo Base Network. Chris,
we will be. Is this the Castlevania? I'm going to watch it. I saw it just came out. I'm going to watch it.
I believe it's only 8 episodes, so we are definitely going to be getting into that and look forward to it for sure. So,
good to see you, Chris.
Yep, absolutely, Chris. Good to see you, brother. All right, keep it rolling. Debbie Young, 999. I saw it yesterday, and whoa. Awesome all the way around and emotional. The feel, the look, the music, and tons of Easter eggs. Too many other movies and shows. It won't suck, Nick. And she's talking about the creator.
Yeah, it looks really good. I've heard some mixed reviews out there as far as some of the story element stuff goes. But other than that, the people that were giving it mixed reviews still said that it was a good movie. They just you know, they were kind of taken back a little bit by some of the decisions that they made story wise, I guess, in the movie. That I haven't watched any spoilers, so I have no clue what they're talking about. So,
Mr. Producer, just to let you know, I am starring some regular chats that I see that I want to hit as well. So,
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right. Thank you, Debbie, so much.
yeah,
for
I
sending that.
deleted them all last time because I thought he was doing it on accident.
Oh, it was you. I thought it was Risman. Got it.
No,
Got it.
I don't. I only star. I don't delete stars. I don't.
Okay. CS with $10. Good evening, gents. Why does the show feel the need to emasculate men? The lightsaber sequence with Ezra, bizarre.
Yeah, where he just was like, I don't need it. She basically has all her Mando gear and blasters. She can't use all that and a lightsaber. It would make perfect sense for him to be like, well, since you got all your Mandalorian gear and stuff, yeah, I'll take it. It'll help. No, you keep it because you can wield 2 blasters and a lightsaber and all your Mando gadgets all at the same time. Go gadget arms for freaking Sabine. It was dumb. I was not a fan of that moment.
I totally agree. And to see Ezra being offered a lightsaber after he hasn't had one in 12 years.
Yeah. You would think he'd be like, yeah, give me that thing. I'm ready.
He's the one who was trained, he's the one who was a legitimate Jedi in our minds before this show, not Sabine. Sabine even, oh, here we go. We're already, all right. So, go.
So I have to say, in this particular instance, I think he didn't take the lightsaber because he believed Sabine needed it more than he did. And if you believe that the chainmail that he's wearing is not really chainmail, that it's really the dog tags of fallen stormtroopers, I think he's gotten by fine without it, except in this particular case, he misjudged it because all of a sudden there were other Force users there with lightsabers. And you guys saw he ended up picking up a blaster, so uncivilized. Right, he didn't take the lightsaber, but he ended up picking up the blaster and blasting with it. I personally think we will see Ezra again in this series with a lightsaber.
I agree.
But at that particular moment, what he said, "And the Force is my ally," he was channeling his inner Chirrut. He was channeling his inner Yoda. He was like, "I've got this," and then he was kind of like, "Well, maybe I ain't got this."
Yeah,
right. So
I got everything I need. I'm just going to use the Force, and 30 seconds later, he picks up a blaster.
But I didn't see it as emasculating. I just saw it as maybe not a great decision. But this series, from a protagonist perspective, has been full of poor decisions. Sabine is leading the charge on that. We'll talk about it later. Right?
So to CS's point, I think that the emasculation goes far beyond that one sequence. He's just given that one sequence as an example. So to his point, I tend to agree at this point. Yeah. Early on in the show, I didn't. Now, I kind of do see it that way. We will get into that a lot more and a lot deeper here in a few. So, CS, thank you so much for sending that in. And matter of fact, I got something right here very close to the top of the show that's right along those lines. You will appreciate that. Scott Westbrook sends in a $10 super sticker. Thank you very much, Scott. We appreciate that very much, my friend. It is a thank you with a chicken with a workout headband on, saying thank you. Appreciate it. Venger, even though I've pre-ordered the Black Series sabers of Ahsoka and Ezra or Sabine, I want a kick-ass combat saber with all the FX, but ordering from the U.S. is costly for me. So the one from... Yeah. The one that we did from N-Sabers is not a United States-based company. I believe they are in Asia. So it got here very quickly. So
you might be able to get something from them, Venger, and it not cost you an arm and a leg.
You get a 7% discount already by going there. So and you could get 2 lightsabers for $135 right now at N-Sabers. Which is an incredible deal. So definitely look into that. And thank you very much for your $10 super chat, my man. All right, moving right along. We have Rock Lee, who has also joined us as a member. Thank you, Rock. Good to have you, my friend.
Rock Lee.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Freedom Buzzer 98 says Coach Ahsoka is going absolutely nowhere. The finale won't just be the end of the season. It'll be the end of Star Wars. Filoni is failing. I think a lot of people are feeling that way right now. And,
Yeah.
you know, all the people who were like 10 out of 10, this was great. Where are they right now?
Yeah.
They vanished just like they did with the Book of Boba Fett.
Yep. And I was what we were saying here on the channel the whole time, like, pump the brakes, guys. Like, don't get distracted by the jingling keys here. Put your head in the sand. You have to look at Lucasfilm's track record with these shows. You know, we got duped with The Last Jedi, then we got duped after the return of Luke Skywalker and Mando. And I refuse to get duped by them anymore. Yeah. So when I see people getting all excited because of one episode, you can like that moment. I literally have no issue with that.
Agree.
But to sit there and say Star Wars is now saved, Filoni's the GOAT, in Filoni we trust, all this nonsense, like, no. You know, and now that's why those people are quiet right now, because they can't say anything, you know.
Look how wishy-washy Star Wars Theory looks right now.
Yeah.
And I don't even watch his stuff.
Yeah.
I just see his tweets. You know, I haven't watched a Star Wars Theory video in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, but he's definitely looking like a fickle fan, if you ask me, because he was ready to give the keys to Filoni 3 weeks ago, and now he's not happy at all. So
he didn't like he certainly didn't like the last episode as much as I think he hoped he would.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay,
yeah. That's why I said, man, if I was in charge of Star Wars, I'd fire Dave Filoni
immediately.
Day
get more that later. I would. Yeah, no, actually, I wouldn't fire him. I would demote him and say, Dave, go make Clone Wars season 8. Thank you. Have fun.
Yeah. Stick to your animation stuff for the kids. You know, leave the adult stuff to the adults over here.
And I know you're gonna groan a little bit when I say this, but stay with me when I do say it. They should have enabled Dave Filoni to spend all the time with Tony Gilroy on Andor, not because Andor is the bestest in the Westus, but because Tony Gilroy has perfected storytelling and the movies and all the stuff. And where better to get an apprenticeship in how to do that for any reason at all than to give Dave Filoni that opportunity to shadow and to understand and to mentor under Tony Gilroy. That's my opinion. And then bring that information and bring that knowledge into what's happening here, because as much as I've personally enjoyed Ahsoka, it does feel very animated in live action, which to me is the wrong feeling. It's the wrong feeling to have in a live action property.
So I will tell you guys without saying any more than this, Nick and I are involved in something big coming out Monday.
Just wait.
And it is about Filoni. We cannot tell you a word of it.
Yeah. Just if you're not subbed to WDW Pro, go sub to his channel, because it'll drop over there.
Yes. And that's all we're saying.
Yeah. That's literally all we're gonna say about it.
Yeah. But much more to come. Much more. Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
Real quick on a follow-up to that last one. And what Matt just said, I think there's two key things for a writer. You could have the best writer in the world for television or movies or whatever. Doesn't mean that they can write good Star Wars. For a good Star Wars writer, you have to have somebody that understands Star Wars from the perspective of the original trilogy, the source material, and somebody that's a good storyteller and a good world builder / can write character depth, and have it be fun. Just because you could be the top writer doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily be good at writing Star Wars. So I think those are the two big things if they're going to get somebody in there to do projects moving forward.
Sure, I'm with you. So KK's brought up Starlight Pit. Coach, would you guys consider doing a watch along or retrospective on Battlestar Galactica, the 2000s version? That is, yes, we would consider that. But we have a short list of things that we're going to be covering. Obviously we're doing Ahsoka, and then after that we're doing One Piece. And I think I'm going to try to convince Nick. Let's watch. What's it called, Risman?
Oh, For All Mankind.
For All Mankind. We're going to try. I'm going to talk to Nick and see if he's good with us doing that. And then other things.
I know nothing about that show.
I don't either.
But...
Nick, you would love also From All Mankind. It's a Ron Moore. It's a one. Speaking of Battlestar Galactica, it's another Ron Moore thing. For All Mankind, to me, is some of the best sci-fi we've gotten in the last 5 years. Really well done. Really well done.
Okay, nice.
Yep. All right. Let's keep rolling. Thank you very much for sending that in. Jason Evangelista with $1.99. Guys, your thoughts on Ahsoka Episode 8, a cliffhanger. There will certainly be a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
He's either
100%.
trying to set up season 2 or his movie.
The movie.
Certainly his movie. I would say right now that season 2 is up in the air.
It hasn't been officially announced yet. That's for sure.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen, but a cliffhanger, 100%. And we know something about the finale because Diana Lee Inosanto let the cat out of the bag. We're going to be talking about that here in a few minutes. So we do know a little bit about what is coming. So anyways, yeah, I'm totally with you. And look, here's the truth. I hope the finale is really good. I hope everything we watch Star Wars is really good. It just so happens that most of the time for me, it's not.
Yeah.
That's just the current state of things. So, all right. Thank you, Jason, for sending that in, my friend. Debbie Young, $9.99. The relationship between Ezra and Sabine really is a strange story and very off-putting to me, not liking the relationship at all.
It sucks.
Nothing with Ezra has worked for me. And I don't like Sabine.
No.
Not in the live action. I don't like what they've done with her character, her story arc. It's just, I feel like the whole thing was mismanaged.
I was okay with the last episode up until we got to Sabine and Ezra. Then it was like walking off the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's so interesting because I think whether it's Sabine, whether it's Ahsoka, those, whether even Hera to an extent, they seem like the characters we experienced in Rebels, but they are acting very differently because the off-camera time clearly affected them. Then we fast forward to Ezra, and it's like, all right, now we've got the same Ezra that we knew before, just silly and young and all that, and clearly, if I was going to pick any character that really it should have been weighing on them in some way, I would have picked Ezra. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what happened when he got to the planet. Clearly something happened between he and Thrawn or whatever, and he's there. Maybe he's wearing the chainmail of fallen stormtroopers. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But he appears as a very happy-go-lucky. Okay, well, maybe I'm going home. Maybe I'm not. Blah blah blah. What's going on? And I'm like that interplay for a 9 to 11 year period of exile. To me, it's just a very strange choice in how to tell a story.
Yeah, Matt and Coach, question for both of you guys: if you run into or meet somebody, an old friend that you haven't seen in 10 years, 20 years, since high school, whatever, what's the first thing you're asking them? What have you been up to?
Sure.
What's been going on? you know. Everybody in chat would be asking these questions. None of this is being asked. She's not like, so what happened once you got here? How, you and Thrawn were together. How did you guys get separated? What's been going on with you? How's your life been here on this planet this whole time? Well, they're just sitting there, just chit-chatting like they're next door neighbors, you know? Like the writing is so cringe and dumb. It frustrates me so much.
Ahsoka and Ezra had a better reconnection than Sabine did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so on this point, it's kind of like, and then we get this experience in this last episode where it seems like, maybe off camera, Ezra and Sabine talked about some things or whatever, but she never did disclose for a moment that she thought Ahsoka might be dead. And then Ahsoka shows up and Sabine's there kind of watching, and she's like, "Oh, I thought you were." She just delivers it as on Nick's point. She delivers it as matter of factly as "Oh, I thought you were dead." And then she's like, "Oh, I missed this reunion," and then even Ezra's like, "You thought she was dead?" I mean, she didn't seem very broken up about it.
Yeah, he didn't even. He like he was sitting there like you didn't even seem like you were upset or concerned that she was even dead. Like,
no,
what?
It was like I'm like this. The whole I agree with y'all. The whole Ezra and Sabine interaction to me has been supremely mismanaged from a dialogue perspective.
And I'm going to be hitting on some of this stuff and some of these key points on stuff on the writing and stuff in our member stream tomorrow. So all members, I hope to see all you guys there, because I'm going to be deep diving and drilling into this and making some huge points and going over some stuff.
Very good. All right. I like it. Keep it rolling. Josh B, hey guy, like the stream, but I think you were starting to see stuff just because you want to see it. So I'm not sure, to be honest. Josh, we appreciate the comment. I'm not sure if Josh saw the first 1 minute of our review and he's assuming that we gave the episode a 9 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10, or if he's saying we're black-pilled and we're only seeing the negatives. So I'm not really sure what you're alluding to, Josh, but everybody's biased. I see it the way that I see it, but I'm always truthful in how I see it. So
and we're also open because I know for me personally, every time I have my thoughts or opinions after watching a show, I go listen to other people's thoughts and opinions. And sometimes my thoughts and opinions, they make such a good case. My thoughts and opinions change because I'm like, you know what? I never saw that, or I didn't realize that. That's actually a great point. And so my mind will change. If you're talking about, we just want to see it because you want to see it, just want to see or whatever, see stuff just because you want to see it. As far as referring to the negative side of stuff, that's not the case, because a lot of times when I've watched something and then gone and listened to other people's thoughts and opinions, I've actually gone down in my score. So I wasn't as harsh in the beginning, but because some other people made some great points on it, that I didn't see, my thoughts change. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that's actually not that bad. That makes sense. Okay, I don't have an issue with that,
Yep. All right, keep it rolling. Felix Quiros for $5. Looking forward to this EBN live stream. I'm disappointed with episode 7. This one was a 4 out of 10 for me. I'm very upset where this is going. We are, you are EBN. Well, thank you, Felix. I am shocked that you gave it that low of a score, but I'm with you.
Yeah, I gave it a 5, but that I take in a whole lot of stuff like the visuals, the editing, the pacing, I take a lot of stuff into account when I'm giving my score.
Mm-hmm.
A 4 is tough. Felix, God bless. A 4 is a tough score.
What did I give it? A 5.5? Yeah, 5.5.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Keep it rolling. Thank you. Rock Lee with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Rock. Appreciate it very much.
Rock Lee.
Good to see you, Rock Lee.
CS with $10. What do you guys think of the criticism that Thrawn is pudgy and dumb? So some of the things that he says kind of contradicts
His character,
himself.
yeah.
You know, we have every variable. We were using every variable. Let her,
Yeah.
but you're not, because Ahsoka can go do whatever she wants to do.
He literally just got done saying previously that she's unpredictable.
Yeah.
But now he's saying we're gonna have all the variables. Like what?
But he talks with an intellect. So
He's the
Mickelson-
smartest dumb person in the show.
Mickelson pulls it off.
Yeah.
As far as him being pudgy, he is older as a character, 65, 70 years old. I'm okay with him having a paunch. It doesn't bother me. So, no problem.
One of the things that I really appreciated in this last episode is it seemed like he was just trying to stall for time. And, for anyone who thought they weren't bringing the Chimera back with the ring around the Chimera, as I've been saying, clearly that's a given, because they're not loading all of those coffins onto the Eye of Sion, which we do know Thrawn boards, because we haven't seen any of that from the trailer.
Yeah, which
where
will
he's
happen in the
walking.
last
So
episode.
we know he's on there, but they're loading all those coffins into the Chimera. So clearly the Chimera comes back. We don't know what's in the coffins. Okay, fine. But I have to say, I feel like Lars is doing a really good job delivering the dialogue. And generally speaking, it feels very Thrawn-like to me from what we saw in Rebels. But there are some things that have happened that do make me think that his mind is feeling his age, just the same way as the pooch is, on his body. And I think that's all intentional. And I think we see Morgan Elsbeth sort of continuing to challenge him. She's challenging him a lot. If you think back to her dialogue on
every time he speaks. I need to go pee. Well, are you sure you need to go pee? Like, why don't you sit here and make some better decisions? She challenges everything.
Yes, and I think again, it's overwritten, but I think those challenges and the way he's done some of that stuff is purposeful. But again, I will see how it plays out in the finale. I don't think the criticism is misplaced. I guess it was a long-winded way for me to agree with CS. I don't think the criticism is misplaced, but it hasn't taken me out of the Thrawn character personally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I don't know what time he thinks that they got them to waste, because what threat would they be to them in the first place? Ezra, Sabine, the Ninja Rock Turtles, and Ahsoka with Pootie Tang droid in a Jedi shuttle against the Chimera, the witches, the ring, all the troops, all the TIE fighters. Like what threat do they pose? What time? Why would you need to send anybody? I would have been like, leave them out there to rot. What threat are they to you at this point? None. Like, so much of this show just doesn't make sense. It's just a huge disappointment.
Well, and also I think on this part of this, I'm convinced that the Chimera is barely functional. So
it looks like it.
Yes. So while I agree, I think those minds were placed by Morgan Elsbeth. I think he's.
Well, where was she storing those at? Those were there were so many mines.
Probably she got them from the Chimera and placed them. I don't know, but I think he is so fixated. He being Thrawn, he's so fixated on leaving there that he's like, anyone who's preventing me from leaving at this point is a problem. So delay them. Let's get this stuff on the ship. Let's leave. He keeps saying, I want to leave this forsaken place. I got to get out of here. Me and the witches, we got to go. Just whatever. I don't care. Let's get out of here. I'm done with this place. And where I feel like it's a miss so far is we don't understand why. Other than he's just been there for a minute, we don't understand, just like we don't understand what Balin is looking for. We don't understand what Thrawn and the witches are wanting to run from. It's very poorly, that part of it to me is very poorly done.
I'm with you. Thank you, CS, for sending that in, my friend. We appreciate it. Author Tim Souza with $2. Why does Ezra look like the Burger King kid? Or the Burger King?
Oh,
The
with the
Burger
beard
King.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, if he put a little crown on, like I've been hearing the Jesus comparisons, and
Well, he played Jesus in The Chosen.
that
the
actor did.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
But also,
I've
I
never
think
seen
they
that
made.
show.
I think they purposely made him look like his dad did in the Rebels episode where Palpatine was trying to tempt Ezra, in the temple on the Chimera. He looks just like his dad did there. So I think there was some purposefulness in why he looks the way that he does. But yeah, he does look a little Burger King. He does look a little Burger King-ish. It's not untrue. Yeah. All right, keeping it rolling. There he is.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, he's flipping off the KFC. Oh dear. Mhm.
He's celebrating Burger King, but he's flipping off all the competition.
Yes, he totally.
He's in front of Domino's.
That looks like me from before we start the
In front of
stream.
Checkers.
Burger King is probably one of the worst fast food places ever. Like, as long as I can remember, they have the slowest drive-through. I've had the more issue. I couldn't even tell you the last time I went to Burger King. They're so terrible. Like, I refuse to go there anymore.
I love their onion rings. I know they're just frozen fake ass onion rings, but I love their Burger King.
Man, I'll tell you who's got good onion rings. Is
He's just
freaking
walking by
Whataburger.
all these places.
I've never been to a Whataburger yet, but yeah.
Oh man, Whataburger is awesome.
Oh, I've heard.
Next time you come up to Nashville, you need to hit up a Whataburger.
Oh, they just opened one up the street from my house. They're here.
Oh, dude, go there and get the jalapeno onion ring dip for the onion rings. Oh, it's so good. It's like a jalapeno ranch.
Yes, it's right up
I like Burger King. Let's continue. Becky Seeliger, $5. At least we have football. You're correct. Auburn almost did it today.
Oh man, that was such. I knew we were gonna freaking give it to them in the fourth quarter. Oh man, we were looking good. I was like, man, we actually might pull this out. And not to spend a lot of time on this, but the last 4 times Auburn has played a number 1 team at home, they have won.
Yes.
So
not today.
No.
All right. If y'all will hit these, I am doing something real quick.
All right, here we go. Red Tigress, member for 30 months. I found it funny that so many said Filoni was going to save Star Wars. If you look at the credits for Clone Wars and Rebels versus Ahsoka, Filoni did not do everything in Clone Wars Rebels the way he did in Ahsoka. The true Filoni.
That doesn't surprise me.
What's funny to me is I've seen some other places where this has come up. They're like, well, Filoni didn't actually, Filoni didn't actually write every episode. And I'm like, he's, and I go back to my whole Favreau conversation, right? But he is credited as the writer in every episode. So I'm like, if Filoni didn't write it, who did? Right?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
He probably got a lot of direction from George and other people there at Lucasfilm.
Well, maybe for Clone Wars and Rebels, but for Ahsoka specifically.
Oh yeah, for Ahsoka specifically, yeah. It's this is all Filoni. He might have got some help with just like hashing out the drafts of the final script or something. But for the most part, this is all his story.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't even have a Noah. Noah that was with Favreau that got blamed for everything that Favreau's thing was bad. Was a Noah.
Oh yeah.
As far as I know, Filoni didn't even have a Noah. So good to see you, Red Tigress. Thank you,
Red.
Kathleen Kennedy, my girlfriend is here for $5. You will submit to my will. Ahsoka is the perfect show. Accept it.
Oh boy,
losers.
F you, KK. Nobody likes
KK.
you.
Go have some of your stale muff crumbs.
And well,
Yeah.
you know what? Speaking of which, they're here. They're here.
KK's right up front like
They're here and commenting next. 7 months. Filoni's an absolute shambles of a man. He wears a cowboy hat, but he sounds like a rent boy and sleeps with dogs. Oh gosh. Probably rides around Lucasfilm HQ on a tricycle.
I can totally see that. He's one of those people, all hat, no cattle, with that cowboy hat.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Good
He's
to see you.
a cowboy.
Thank you, KK.
Good to see you. Good to see
Yep. Sundowners Club, $4.99. Losing over 41% of the audience in episode 3 is not a good sign of things to come in the Nielsen ratings.
True.
The thing is, the numbers will go back up once the week for Nielsen ratings and they get to episode 4 and 5, and then it'll go back down. But I think that we could all just say the show's not performing where Star Wars needs to be performing or would be expected to perform. And the thing is, like this is the thing that we have to, I feel that many of us have to accept. Many fans still hope that Star Wars is going to be on that pedestal. And it's not. It's not where it used to be. And time after time after time, it's not.
Yeah.
They are continually giving us, and I use continually very loosely because many people disagree with Andor. So if you remove Andor from the situation completely, look at the string of shows that they have given us since Luke returned. Boba Fett, Kenobi, and now Ahsoka. Those three.
I was just going to
Mando
say
season 3.
And
Mando
season
3. So, and I know it's recency bias, and I know for me, Mando 3 really, really didn't hit. But I will say, I have enjoyed watching Ahsoka tremendously more than I enjoyed watching Mando 3. And that really,
I agree with that.
That really is hurtful for my heart, specifically because of what you just said, because of the high that we were left with on Mando season 2. Putting Book of Boba Fett out of the way, right? Mando 3 was such a disappointment. I'm like, we got Hu Yang. I mean, for me, Hu Yang's a bright spot. Balin's a bright spot. Even Shin's a bright spot. Lars is killing it as Thrawn, right? I found so many better things to like in Ahsoka. For me, until Gideon showed up in Mando 3, all deference to Katie Sackhoff, I was really struggling. Right? I was really struggling with enjoying that series. So, on your point, though, it's not good enough, right? Even though I'm enjoying Ahsoka, it's not phenomenal. It's not 10 out of 10. It's just better than, for me, it's just better than Mando 3 was.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. Mando season 3 was abysmal.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
I think Mando season 3 is the worst that they've given us out of everything.
Worse than Book of Boba Fett?
Many people by default go to Boba Fett. I enjoyed Book of Boba Fett more than this. And there was a lot of dumb in Book of, like, they built up the Pike Syndicate so much for what? Where was the payoff there? All we saw was them getting wrecked. So I don't know. It's just not.
To me, they're both bad for different reasons, but I would probably give Mando 3 a slight edge over Book of Boba Fett just because of the Imperial component. But I get you. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
All right. Let's see. Filoni is my little lapdog. His little show is my plaything. Ha ha ha.
KK is back.
Yep.
Yeah. I believe it.
I'm with you. We got another comment here. Here, hang on. All right, Jedi Master Lawrence. That is not the same actor who plays Jesus, the actor from The Chosen. Oh, I thought it was. You didn't have to
Oh.
send in a super chat for that, Erica. But thank you.
I never watched The Chosen, so I don't
thought
know.
he was.
I
But
think he played Aladdin. Didn't this fellow play Aladdin?
He did play Aladdin.
that's
I know that.
that's it. That's it.
He played Aladdin.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, because I've
That's
seen
all it-
screenshots of The Chosen. I'm like, wow, that guy, if he's the one that played Jesus, man, he looks completely different.
Yeah. My bad. My bad. Maybe I ought to say some other crazy stuff that's wrong, and people just send in super chats. Thank you.
Keep saying wrong shit then. Let's get it. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Good to see you.
Ahsoka's great. What's wrong with you?
Here we go. You got one right here. You got one right here.
So, Tommy, we are glad that you are enjoying the show, sir. That's perfectly. You are welcome here. I think that you will probably, have more people see it the other way here, but you're not alone, and that is awesome. So, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here in the EBN fellowship of people that are enjoying Ahsoka, but I would probably say the majority are not.
And by the way, speaking of folks that are here, nearly 300 folks strong in the chat. Great to see you all.
Smash that
How
like
about,
button,
how about
guys.
smash a few more likes if you can, if you don't mind.
We only got
Even if
109
you do
likes.
mind, smash some more of them. So great to see somebody of y'all
Hit that
here.
like button right now, guys. We are not until everybody in this chat hits that like button, and we're up to 279 likes. We're gonna sit here in silence.
Oh no. That might be a bit extreme.
I kid.
Have some more likes with some more likes with Decree.
Yeah.
Decree is here.
Gold Dukat will be the mysterious villain.
Oh,
Gold Dukat. There's a deep cut.
Man.
There's a
deep
cut.
What a great character. What a great character. Oh man. DS9's the greatest.
Yes.
Thank you, D. Appreciate it very much. Richard L, $1.99. Disney Star Wars doing their best to be anything but George Lucas Star Wars.
They're succeeding.
You can definitely make a strong case for that.
They are succeeding. 100%.
I am not going to disagree.
With one exception, I have to say again for the record, the Noti, the fellas that are in the shells with their cute little coats on, it feels very George Lucas.
Holy crap, guys! I've got to bust in here.
What happened?
Hang on, let me verify this. This can't be real. Holy crap! Guys.
What did they? Did someone donate something big?
All right, real quick.
Do it, man, do it.
Lothar D, who I'm not sure what your YouTube handle is here in the chat. Donated $100.
Lothar D.
Donated $100 to the new computer fund, and then he donated another 15 a minute ago. Then Emily, I'm not going to say Emily's last name just in case she doesn't want her last name out there. Emily donated $1,300.
What?
$1,300. I would share my screen, but I don't want her name just in case she doesn't want her name to be shown.
1,300.
1,300.
You could do it. You're so close.
We are. The goal has been met. The goal has been met.
Holy shit!
I don't have to do all the editing anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The goal has been met, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
The computer will be ordered on Monday. It will be ordered on Monday. So I am going to share this, and Coach doesn't have to share half of the Patreon now.
Can I just ask,
or give me all the Patreon?
Is Emily here in the live chat? Emily, if you're here in the live chat, represent yourself if you can.
Yes, let us know.
Holy crap!
My goodness,
Emily.
How did you even know? Did you get like an alert or something?
No. I got it pulled up and I knew we were getting close, so I just refreshed it to see if anybody donated. So if they sent in a question or something, I could say it here on
So
chat.
can you share the Patreon screen?
Hopefully, she didn't mean $130.
Well, I'm not gonna show the names.
Wow.
But I will show that the goal has been met.
Holy
The goal
cow.
has been met. Guys, you have no idea how much I appreciate this, because honestly, I do not have, and Coach knows this, I do not have any extra money at all to get
No.
another computer. I could go get some crap computer, but that's really not gonna do very well for what I need it for. So this, I'm so grateful to everybody that has donated to this fund and met this goal. Like, words cannot express how thankful I am to everybody that helped out with this. Mama Bear, Donna, Risman,
So
so many people.
You need to make a tribute video and just
Oh
eliminate.
yeah, I am. Every time I've done this, I've always made a tribute video. So I'll anybody's last names I will cut out of the
So
tribute video.
can I say one thing real
Yeah.
quick about all this? So I just want to say this is important for me to say this. One, the community at EBN has helped so many people. You know, we have raised money to buy Tron's gear twice.
Yeah.
We have done things to help many people in need.
We did the theory.
We helped raise over 27,000 with Star
Yeah.
Wars Theory in one night
for St. Jude's. Yep.
We've only asked one time for anybody in our community to help us, and that was to save Nick's dog's life.
Yeah.
Okay. This was the first time we've ever asked for anything material for us. And when I say us, you buying Nick that computer is for me too. Like that is for this channel. And I want it to be known. It was my idea.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to
never would have asked for that, and I said,
"No,
let's do it." I will make sure everybody knows it was my idea. It was not in Nick's personality to ask for something materially.
No,
but I would have
never done it.
And I greatly appreciate all of you helping, you know, and in doing that. This means a ton. And what it means also is that Ahsoka is about to end. Nick will be back on camera, and we're going to start doing our other content, and he'll have a new computer to go with. And
I'll be able to do more editing, more videos. I'll be on camera during live streams again. Everything's going to change and be better, you know, and this is going to help to provide better content to you guys and to all our Patreon members.
We're going to be able to do some gaming streams now, Nick, because you're going to have
some gaming streams.
You have a legit gaming computer now. Really?
Yep.
For the first time in your life.
Yeah, this will be the best computer I've ever owned in my life by far. You know, I went out and spent a little over $1,500 on the one I have currently, and I've literally had nothing but problems with it. Dustin.
Oh, that's good.
That's funny. That's funny.
And speaking of which, guys, if there's an interest, because I'm going to be watching it, so if there's an interest for Loki season 2, I don't know anyone's Loki-ing it, but if there's an interest for Loki season 2, I'm happy to, you know, do some Discord watch parties or whatever to get us there, because I've been so excited for that's coming up. You know, Ahsoka is ending this coming week, and Loki season 2 is starting. So I think that's another one.
I was actually thinking about during the daytime before I start work, watching the episodes and posting them on Patreon during the week.
Yeah.
Nick, congratulations. That's
amazing.
Yeah. I know you are on cloud 9 right now. Like,
oh yeah, because literally I was like, well, you know, with the, you know, because Coach was like, you know, I'll just give you all the Patreon money until you have it all, because I cannot take on another payment. I cannot finance a computer. And so I was like, okay, so 6 months, I should be able to, I should have it in like the next 6 months with the Patreon money,
Mhm.
So I was like, pretty sure webcam is like $100.
not the webcam.
It's not the webcam. My webcam is perfectly fine.
Yeah. So again, I know Emily
Oh.
may not represent as Emily in the as Emily in the live chat, but would sure love to just see them here, so we could say thank you so much. But Nick, that is
But
absolutely.
and look, we're making a huge deal out of Emily, but Lothar D.
Oh
thank
yeah, no,
you.
for everyone
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
for everyone
Lothar,
that's
Mama
donated,
Bear,
100%.
Debbie
100%.
Risman, so many other, even one of our detractors on Patreon donated.
Bear Claw.
Bear Claw donated.
I wouldn't
last
call him a
night.
detractor. He just didn't like the
a
feeling.
detractor on the computer fund thing.
Yeah.
Like,
But even he was like, you know what? I changed my mind. I want to
Yeah.
see Nick on camera again.
Yeah, and so many other people, even the people that donated $5, $10. Like, I appreciate every single person, because it wasn't just Emily, it wasn't just the people with big donations. It was everybody that helped out. There was 30 people that donated to this, and it took all 30 of them to make this happen. So
This has been a regular conversation for us. Like even today when I called you like 8 hours ago, question number 2 out of my mouth was, where are we on your computer? That's something, that's a goal that we needed to get for the betterment of our channel. So that's what we mean. We are your Echo Base Network. Thank you all so much for doing that for Nick. Nick, we in the most heterosexual Caucasian way possible. I love you.
Thanks, man. Love
Okay.
you,
And Nick, I'm sure you might have said it. I had to go to the restroom. You might have already said it, but I'm sure you'll do some thank you stream. We'll do something. We'll do
The
some.
first time you're on camera better be on this channel.
Oh, yeah. It definitely will be. Like because when I get it, I'm gonna have to, because I also I do my regular job on this, so I'm gonna have it set up at the dining room table. I'm gonna have to set everything up. I'm gonna have to get all my work stuff. I'm gonna have to get all my apps. Like it's gonna take me a day or two to get everything set up to where I can move that computer actually in here and unplug this current one and actually use it. So yeah,
I'm gonna be buying me a new computer, and I'm redesigning my office and doing all kinds of things. But now I have to wait 6 months.
Oh well, that's a whole different. That's a whole different story.
Not saying anything else about that, but
Yeah.
my money is on.
We're all upgrading. This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
The second face reveal.
Yeah. God, I couldn't even tell you the last time I was on camera. I mean, it's probably been.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, dude.
I mean, it was before the summer, I think, or right at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
I think it was. I even think when I was at Celebration, you were not on camera. I think it's been since before April.
Yeah. It might have been. Yeah.
I want video footage of you destroying this PC that you've got.
I was thinking about doing that, but what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to reload Windows on it and just put it in the closet and use it as a backup.
Oh, can't we have the whole? What was the movie where he like took the multifunction out and he bashed it? It was
Office Space
right?
with the printer.
He's destroying the printer. I figured that would be you with the.
Or I actually.
Nick is the real Ezra Bridger. Nick is going to turn out to be Merrick Gas. Somehow Nick has returned.
Yeah, so I actually might give it to my nephew and just tell him, hey, look, if you just get another motherboard, you could use this for your schoolwork and
Definitely an unboxing of this machine, dude.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I posted a picture. I'll zoom in and share my screen again real quick.
Because we've still got 5 more. We've still got 5 more stars. We haven't even gotten to anything yet, Coach. This is great. We've still got 5 more bits of business.
We're not doing all that. Like this is
So this is the company I'm getting it from. And that was the other one I did for Missy, which a lot of people helped out with her. But this is like top of the line. This actual picture of this computer, I mean, this is like $7,000. Mine is not going to look like this. Mine is the $3,500 version of this. But it is a very good computer by a very reliable company. I'm going to have I believe a 1-year warranty on it. And I think a 3-year support warranty on it. In the place where I have it is kind of in a tight spot. So that's one of the reasons why the computer I have currently tends to overheat all the time. This one's not going to have that problem.
No, that one's going to feel like an air conditioner inside it.
Yeah, exactly. So
maybe is it going to be loud? Do you think it's going to be loud, Nick?
No, it'll be quiet.
Very quiet, right?
Yeah. I literally have a fan going behind my computer as we speak right now.
You don't hear it. We don't. You must have it.
That it doesn't crash on me.
All right.
So yeah, well, that's super awesome. Thank you guys.
Well, hey, they called for it.
Let me. Can I keep us real? I'm beautiful. Let me keep us real.
Yes. I think we need a real torque video, Nick.
Yeah, not for me.
Not for me. Here we go. Harmonic Shredder.
Not for me.
Let's go. Man, we got 14 new members. 14.
Yeah. Also, Felix Kiros. So donated $40 to the cost of it is a little over $3,500, especially with shipping and tax and everything. I was going to cover that. But Felix donated $40 to the GoFundMe for that, which is going to make me have to spend less money on the taxes and shipping for the computer. So shout out to Felix for that.
That's great.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
Wonderful. Venger, 10 pounds. I think the Ahsoka rumor mill before the series started may have hurt the show. Was old Rex in it? Zeb, Luke, the enemy of Thrawn, Grist, Yuzan Vong, whatever, supposed to be in this series. I can't recall the rest. I agree with all that. And, how about the bigger one, too? World Between Worlds, alternate reality, sequel trilogy retcon. None of those things are happening. And even as the show went on, like some of the things you guys are talking about, Merrick is Star Killer. They're in the World Between Worlds, and that's really the son. It's not really Anakin. And all of these things that people said, and it starts with content creators like Star Wars Theory saying it's Star Killer. Come on, man.
So I will say, we conflate speculation with leaks a lot of times.
Yeah, yeah.
And they get very much confused and related together. I will say the real leaks that I've heard and continue to hear and still know about as the series is culminating, every single one of them has been true. Right. So again, there's a difference between the pervasiveness on how speculation gets pushed out and by the way, speculation is not bad. Right. theorizing and speculation and all that is not bad, but where it gets on Venger's point, where it gets a little bit unbalanced is when it gets taken as factual. And then on the leaking side, who's a good leaker? How do you think about somebody who's a verified leaker, and just because they leaked well on one series, will they always be a good leaker or not? I don't know. But again, expectations and what you go into it with and what it delivers on is clearly always a problem in these series. But I will say for Ahsoka, I haven't been disappointed in what I've heard from leak perspective and what's been delivered, even if it isn't the story I would have preferred they tell.
I'm with you. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Venger. Totally agree with you. I am with you. Aaron Ratliff, be sure to stay off the prawn sites with this PC, Nick.
Man, that's the only sites I go to, Aaron.
Oh my.
I'm kidding.
Oh my. Oh my. Okay, moving on. Ted's Nerd World gifted some.
Let's go. Thank you, Ted. 14 new members tonight. Appreciate you guys very much. Thank you, Ted.
Very good. We're at the last one. Gracious.
Nick, Nick, make sure you use a VPN on that new machine, buddy. Oh yeah, he will.
Yep, we already got one. I just gotta get it. I'll have to get it installed and all that sort of stuff. I use one currently on the computer I use now.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, you are Echo Base Network. Thank you all for the super chats. That has caught us up, and we're just getting the show started. Rogue Sarge, Jonathan, Jedi Master Lawrence, Donna Hergenrether, Captain Fandom Nerd, Brandon the Anime Guy, Conshu66, Graph Web, Blood Guilty Gaming, Chris, Debbie Young, CS, Scott Westbrook, Venger, Rock Lee, Jason Evangelista, Debbie Young, Felix Quiros, Rock Lee, CS, author Tim Sousa, Becky Seelinger, Red Tigress, Kathleen Kennedy, KK's Dried Up Starlack Pit, The Sundowners Club, Kathleen Kennedy, Jedi Master Lawrence, D. Curry, Richard L., Harmonic Shredder, Venger, Debbie Young, Ted's Nerd World, Aaron Ratliff, and Nick. You are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you, and thank you for your support. All right, I am not going to actually pull up the minor topics of the night. We're going to go ahead and jump into this thing. I will just briefly mention them. So just so you all know, it is the whole Knights of the Old Republic remake appears to be in serious doubt. Many people online are saying that it has been pulled and canceled, despite all of the work that they have done on it. So that is not looking like a project that is going to happen at this time. Gentle Giant has released a Hondo Anaka animated mini bust. You could go check that out over at Gentle Giant. Star Wars Jedi Survivor 3 gets an exciting announcement from Cameron Monaghan. We knew that it was going to be a trilogy. They were coming out with another game. It's definitely on the way. You could go check out that news. And Star Wars Eclipse is still alive. Quantic Dream insists the game is simmering, but it is definitely going to be coming to us sometime in the future. Now, all of that said, here's one of the things that's breaking. I want to say thank you to our moderator and member Thrawn for sending this intel in. The Acolyte trailer has leaked. So we have the footage. I cannot play it here on the live stream, but what I can do is post in chat. If you are a Patreon member, you could go watch the entire 90-second clip. And if you are not a Patreon member, you could get a tease of this going to that link right there that I posted. Consider joining us on Patreon for $5 a month. Go there and check out the Acolyte trailer.
Also, just to let everybody know, starting this next week, Patreon is going to be offering free memberships to Patreon channels. You won't be able to see all the content that we put on there, but you'll be able to see the stuff that we're posting and what we're doing. So you can actually get the app. You can follow us on there as a free member, and anything posts or anything we do publicly, you'll be able to see all that stuff. But all the stuff that we do for Patreon members, you won't be able to watch, but you will be able to see the stuff that we are posting.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. All right. So there is that. Now, big news of the night right here. I don't know if everybody is aware or not, but Ahsoka, the series, actually won an award, ladies and gentlemen. Like
For worst TV series ever?
No, it won an award. Something good, Nick. Something that, yes, this solidifies it as being a really good thing.
Interesting.
Yep. And it is called the Seal of Female Empowerment in Entertainment, the SOFEE.
Not surprised. Not surprised.
Yes. So that goes back to one of our earlier super chats. I can't remember the one at this point, but the whole, gosh, where is it? I can't even find it at this point. There's so many. Emasculate men, CS.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
How does the show feel the need to emasculate men? How ironic is it? The show receives the Seal of Female Empowerment in Entertainment Award.
It kind of does that by keeping men out of the show. I mean, it has some, but Ezra didn't show up till what? Episode 6? Briefly at the end?
Yes.
So he's in the last 3 episodes. Then we got the bad guy, Balin. All the New Republic people are idiots and die. And then we got Thrawn.
We know. Yep. So, anyways, there you go. Now,
good on you, Ahsoka.
Yep, good on you.
I bet Filoni's proud.
At least she laughed in this last episode. Right? At least she laughed.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got 14 Star Wars Easter eggs in Ahsoka episode 7. Y'all ready for this? Easter egg number 14. Ahsoka episode 7 returns to Coruscant, the galactic capital. Like it or not?
Looked good. I thought it looked good.
It's the place of the New Republic, so it's to be expected. I don't know if you'd really call that an Easter egg, but
yeah, a lot of these things aren't Easter eggs. Harrison Dula name drops the Imperial Remnant. Ahsoka's place in the timeline is finally fixed. Now that was
good.
That was good. That needed to happen. All the people, Matt, there was a lot of questions about when something happened. Well, Now we know that everything we've seen in every Disney Plus Star Wars show to date is before Ahsoka. Ahsoka is the last thing that has happened in the Star Wars timeline in the Mandoverse. We have that confirmed now. And the show did it itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about Moff Gideon, Mandalore, and then of course Kaz's dad was like, just leave me alone with this again. But for me, it just solidifies the Luke business, right? And we can talk about it later in the context of the episode. But it's clear now that Ahsoka has met with Luke previous to this happening.
No doubt about it.
And it's just weird. It's just weird to me.
It is weird because a conversation that Luke and Ahsoka would have had would be how the end happened. What happened with Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker? Now, somebody said Luke might not, give that information out. He might keep it to himself. I don't really see that once he finds out that Ahsoka was closer to his father than anyone, besides Padme, obviously.
So, for me, and this is a poor rationalization, and again, it's mental gymnastics, but let's assume they conversed and they talked about the fact that Anakin was ultimately redeemed. She should, and I believe would, still carry a significant amount of guilt to enabling him to get to the point where he needed redemption. So while I think it could have been, and it would have been great for her to understand that that did eventually happen, I don't think that absolves her of the guilt for the role she played in supporting his fall to the dark side and in ultimately destroying the Jedi Order. So again, that's mental gymnastics. It's a reach. I don't like anything about it, especially the whole line about, well, the Emperor is dead. Well, some say that. The bad Sabine Ezra dialogue for 1,000, Alex. Let him rest. But you know what I mean? It's like there are things there that you can infer should have trickled down from Luke that I don't like. But in this particular case, it should be like, okay, well, he got redeemed, but I still screwed it up. Right? And she did. She screwed it up.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep rolling.
Also, real quick, Dan Crane has just become the newest Patreon member. So hail to Dan Crane for joining the EBN Patreon page. Just wanted to give a shout out to Dan.
Yep. Junkman, the Acolyte trailer leaked. It is probably not on YouTube. It leaked on Reddit, but the trailer that we have is the real deal. And you could see it by clicking on that link that I posted earlier. And thanks, big props to Thrawn for posting that. Because, some people, despite the proof and the evidence, just don't believe that the Acolyte is going to happen, at all.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Just a sizzle reel, Coach. It's just a sizzle reel.
Yeah. A little birdie told me.
A sparrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
Cameo from C3PO.
Right.
What do you think?
Yes, there's a link right here for you to go. I just posted it again here at 8:27. There's the link.
The leaked Acolyte trailer is on Patreon.
If you're a Patreon member here at EBN, you could watch the whole thing. If you're not, you can go to the link and see a teaser of that video, but not the whole thing. That's according to Patreon. All right, an unexpected cameo from C3PO.
You look at his head there. You at the head, and there it's like that. It's like that head is. What is wrong with his head in this whole time? What's wrong with it? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like got back problems. I said this in our review. He's like leaning. I've never seen him like that in not even the sequel trilogy. He's like leaning back and like almost like looking up at the sky or something.
Oh, you saw the same one I saw.
We both picked it, didn't we?
Meet the chiropractor.
Yeah, I'm like, what's wrong with him? Why does he look weird?
Yes. But it was. By the way, Anthony Daniels did confirm via the app formerly known as Twitter that he was on set. So we can infer from that he was actually in the suit, maybe. At least it was his voice. But he said, I had a great time being on set. Everyone was amazing, etc. and so on. But he was there. Anthony Daniels was actually there with them for this production.
So another thing, while we're at it, an unexpected cameo from C3PO. I don't know if this is on the list or not, but Risman, was that Admiral Akbar or not?
So even though it's uncredited, even the puppeting, even the performance acting, none of it, but he was ranked as an admiral and even had like the ribbons underneath of that ranking that is consistent with Admiral Akbar, and this whole scene where they're sitting around that table was taken from a graphic novel of this time period. I think that Marvel or someone put out, and Akbar was there. So sadly, I do think that was intended to be Admiral Akbar, and whether you buy into they couldn't get Tim Rose back or whatever, I think it was him.
Well, all right. Leia's role in the New Republic confirmed. So we got a little bit of Leia, but not visually.
Because they couldn't afford to actually have her in there.
I mean, you're not wrong. They're not going to spend money on that with as much money as they're losing. I don't see it happening.
Well, there was a meme I saw online that in was like, C-3PO shows up. It's like, here I am to save your VFX budget. You know what I mean? It was like, it was just a silly meme, but it was exactly what y'all are saying.
Yeah.
Which again, I would have preferred to have C-3PO, to tell you the truth, than another deep faked Leia. Personally, it worked for me, even if he had that neck problem. I was like, okay, it was still cool.
Yeah, my neck and my back.
My back, my neck and my back.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for him to say.
Anakin Skywalker recorded 20 holovids for Ahsoka. So
how do we know that? Was that in the Clone Wars or something?
Well, she said it. She said he recorded in this episode. She said he recorded the 20 of these for me or whatever.
Oh, so again, I completely missed that.
Yeah. So I had the same problem with this as I do with Hu Yang, generally speaking, which is, did she show Luke? Why would she not leave the recordings in Hu Yang with Luke? And the ship too, by the way, it's got a closet full of lightsabers and training things and every Jedi thing. It was like, what? Did Luke say, no, I don't need it? I don't want it now? I don't. Hey, I got recordings of your dad. Would you like to maybe see? I could.
As he's planning on training people himself. You think that would be pretty good?
Me. It hurts me. It just reinforces a weirdness.
So Nick made a great point. It would have been more meaningful if and I love, don't get it twisted. I love the recordings and I'm glad we got to see it, and that's great. But this would have been more meaningful if that right there was actually Force Ghost Anakin talking to Ahsoka and training her from the beyond. And then we see Luke watching the recording of his father. I would like that.
Yeah, like how, if she knows Luke and they've spoken and talked, how does he not have these or talk about, like, oh, I'm not even going to get into it. I could literally rant on this literally for 20 minutes straight.
And again, not to pile on to this bit of business, because I agree with y'all, but wait until we do actually get the Force Ghost. You're going to feel even worse about it. It does happen. So I'm like, I don't understand, although part of me does, right? But I don't understand why they've underplayed the opportunity to at least give us, 10 minutes of a flashback of her and Luke interacting and sharing some things about Anakin. Because we thought back in the Book of Boba Fett day, right, when we didn't get their first meeting, that they were going to pay that forward in some way, shape, or form. It seemed like this series would be the way, and we ain't getting it again. So we're never getting it. And it's just, to me, it's just not right.
Yeah. Look, Sundowners, be prepared to be let down by the Force Ghost in the finale. Just saying.
It's a true story, right? And so I loved this, by the way.
Savior of Star Wars.
I thought this, we heard the dialogue in a teaser, and I thought the way they did this here, it was good. And then she's like, oh, he was a good master after all. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, fine. Right. But I'm totally with Nick. I'm like, it would have been better. It would have been better if Anakin showed up in Peridia as a Force Ghost and said, all right, let me help you through this fight with Balin.
Give her some advice, something different.
Let me do any number of other things that are situationally important, other than her training through the same forms that by now she doesn't know those forms.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, give me a break.
The robot head video that I sent to Coach, he made a great point. Why the F is Anakin Force ghosting himself to Ahsoka instead of his own son and daughter that we've never. Instead, he's force ghost himself to a coworker he knew a long time ago. Instead of his own flesh and blood son and daughter.
Because Dave Filoni's telling the story.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, if you guys aren't subbed to Robot Head, go watch his videos. He does some really good breakdowns on some of these stories, like stuff I didn't even think about. And I was like, wow, great points. Great points.
Yeah. I'm with you.
All right, keep going, Coach. That was number 9.
All right, number 8. Anakin Skywalker references General Grievous, Count Dooku, and Asajj Ventress.
Ooh, yippee.
Morgan gives Grand Admiral Thrawn access to the Inquisitorial database. Grand Admiral Thrawn reacts to the name Anakin Skywalker. All these new people that we've never heard of, like Balin, knows everything about Anakin.
Yeah.
Sabine believes the Empire was defeated at Endor.
That's a strange way to put that. I mean, the Empire. Okay, I mean,
they were defeated at Endor.
I think it should have said she believes. The whole point of this conversation was the Emperor not quite being dead.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And the way they phrase that here is a bit peculiar.
And the Emperor's dead, so they say.
See, the point here says Disney Star Wars, Chuck Wendig's book Aftermath, or the trilogy Aftermath, revealed that the Galactic Civil War did not end at Endor. It ended on Jakku a year later. So Disney comes in behind with Chuck Wendig, and he writes another story that's after Endor, and I don't like it.
You know what? I'm actually going to give credit where credit's due. That actually makes sense. Because I always found it weird that just because the Emperor was dead and the Death Star blew up, that all these other places like Coruscant and stuff just automatically just were, if you took down the president of the United States and the vice president and the military around that, but then go to, anywhere else, the military is still going to be there, so the fact that at the end of Return of the Jedi, it was like, that's destroyed. So that's it. There's no more Empire. And it's just like,
I get it.
Remnants. No,
they were such a big force. You didn't kill them all.
So yeah. I will say on this point, Nick, one thing that I thought they did really well in the series is on Corellia, where that really squirrely, administrator type guy was like, well, you don't go from an empire to a republic overnight again, do you? Right. And I think that was really intimating on what you're saying, which was, even if the statue fell down, within a day or two, symbolically, even at this point, the New Republic, under my girl, and as much as I love her, right, under Mon Mothma, they didn't do a really great job re-energizing everyone
right
towards the New Republic.
So I want to break in here real quick and just say hello to our old friend, Canadian Spider-Man. Great to see you.
Spider-Man in the house.
He is an old friend of ours, been with us since the beginning. We had mutual friends. He was very close to our good friend Cardinal Sin. We're still in anguish over the loss of our friend. Canadian Spider-Man is a moderator over at Doomcock's channel. So we love you, brother. Great to see you.
Yep, I see him over there every Wednesday night when I'm over there.
Yep. Good to have you back in the house, my man. All right. Let's see.
I got to step away for 1 sec, guys. I'll be right back.
Sabine reveals Zeb is training recruits. The Night Sisters use dark side magic to track Ahsoka. Ahsoka and Sabine share a Padawan bond. Go ahead,
Coach. Just one second. Just back up. Sure. Which I've seen this a couple of places. So they use the dark side magic to track Ahsoka.
Uh-huh.
But yet they sent Sabine on planet with the old Hoth style, life form. They couldn't find Ezra, right? They can use the dark side magic to track Ahsoka in the populace, right? But they send. You hear what I'm saying, right?
He could have
They
told Sabine exactly where Ezra
they
was sitting in a
send
pod.
Sabine with the same thing that Han used
It's
on Hoth.
lazy writing is what it is.
Which, by the way, she's using it to try and find Ezra, and the bandits sneak up on her. So it didn't even tell her the bandits were coming. But these gals are finding. So again, I rationalize it to Thrawn didn't really want to find Ezra this whole time, but yet he's using the Night Sisters here to pinpoint. So it's just weird. It's just a weird story.
I agree. Ahsoka and Sabine share a Padawan bond. Sabine senses something familiar. One of her first hints of force sensibility, something of an awakening moment.
This is
it's the
when
mental reaching
this
out
is
to
when
her.
Ahsoka is in the play, up there, hiding in a bone, a la Empire Strikes Back, and she's like, Sabine. And it was so funny because Ezra's like trying to talk to her and she just tunes him out. She's like, forget you. He's like still talking. He's like, I'm just trying to find the. And then he's like, what happened? She's like, I don't know. I felt something.
Mhm.
And it was that whole, Luke and Leia. It was Vader and Luke. It was Obi-Wan. And, it's like, oh, just no. It didn't work for me. It didn't work.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm with you. And then the final one, Star Wars subverts the hero's landing trope. Deadpool has made the hero's landing famous, and Ahsoka has already been shown performing this trope earlier in the show, but Ahsoka Episode 7 riffs on it in an amusing way, with Ahsoka and Huyang attempting to coordinate a hero's landing and failing catastrophically. It's a delightful moment and fun to see things switched up a little. It's kind of a weird number one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked that. I mean, they're talking about how she flew out of the ship, right? I mean, that was I was like, I don't know. That was just silly to me, but whatever.
Yep, I am with you. So
you want to hit some of these start
let's
things
do it.
now?
Yep, let's do it. Make it so. The Sharper Coder blog, $1.99, but he did not put a message in it.
No message. Yeah, it was just a blank one.
Yeah. Well, thank you, bro. Post in the comment what you wanted to say right now, and we'll highlight it if you need to. Darth Huyang, same thing. Sends us $1. Thank you, Darth Huyang. Same thing for you. If you meant to put something, throw it in chat, and we'll highlight that as well. Let's see. Canadian Spider-Man is back into the member
Padawan. Looked at
family.
I think it was a Padawan. Yep.
Let's go. Oh my gosh. We are your Echo Base Network. He probably heard me say that way back in the day. Thank you. Great to see you, brother. Thank you so much.
And Coach, I missed it.
I'm sorry 15 of our new members.
Go.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.
What I meant to say is, and I had to refresh my browser, but somebody who sent one of the super chats was their first super chat ever to the channel.
Oh,
so
thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. I hate that I had to refresh. I missed who it was, and we have one more here.
Floral from Under a Rock, $5. Thank you so much. Have to admit, I started your guys' last video and bailed in that first minute. I just didn't have the mental energy to decipher spin. Lol, love you. So, yeah, we were trolling in the first minute. I gave the episode a 5.5. Nick gave it a 5. Thought it was terrible, but I said it was a 10 out of 10. I was totally shilling, trolling. Please don't take that seriously. So, yeah, I'm with you 100%. So thank you for trying to watch it anyways. All right. So up next, we've got C-3PO gets his own character poster as Anthony Daniels reacts to his surprise Star Wars return. And I got to say, it was nice. There's the poster right there. You can see it there. Yeah, pretty neat there. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But what Anthony Daniels said was pretty cool. I was so pleased to shine briefly in the iconic Ahsoka. Had such a perfect time with the lovely cast and crew on set in the amazing volume, and now so touched by the kind comments from viewers who appreciated 3PO being there for the beloved princess. Thank you, everyone. And I just, it means something to me. You know, we could sit here and trash on Ahsoka, you know, and Filoni and Disney Star Wars and all that. But when when anyone involved with the original trilogy and even the prequels have a chance to be honored and to show gratitude, I appreciate that. No matter the state Star Wars is in. So I wish other people had been afforded that same opportunity. You know, they could have done this with Kenny Baker before he passed.
Yes.
They should have done more with Peter Mayhew before he passed. You know, so anyways, but I do appreciate it. So we got some more. We do.
We have
Jeremy Turner sends in a member chat. He says, dude, the troll you guys pulled got a legit grimace out of me. I legit couldn't figure out which episode you were talking about. I understand. Yep. Look, we got that a lot in the comments where people were saying, wait a minute, are we watching the same thing? Like that happened.
I text you, right? My own mom was like, what did you think? You know, I just watched, you know, Coach gave it a 10 and Nick gave it a 9. What do you think? I was like, well, you clearly didn't watch the whole video. And she's like, oh no, they were trolling. She's like, I fell for it. I was like, yes, you did.
Sorry, Star Wars mom.
That's okay. That's okay.
Coach was a bad boy. It was Nick's idea. I just went along with it.
It was funny.
It really was Nick's idea. But okay, so look. Spoiler for the finale.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to get into it. So if you don't want to hear it, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Spoiler. Not a huge spoiler, but
it's not really a huge spoiler. You're right. So here it comes in 3, 2, 1. Dana Lee Inosanto, who plays Morgan Elsbeth, said the following in a recent interview. What felt different? That's a great question. I will tell you one thing. The fight scene for sure, because we had about 17 hours to kick out that fight scene between Rosario and I. Whereas with this time around, we had days at it. Let's just say that. So what she just said, Ahsoka is about to fight Morgan Elsbeth in this finale. And I'm going to call it right now. You know more about the spoilers than I do. That's literally all that I know, Matt. Ahsoka has to kill her. She's going to die this time. Ahsoka still wasn't good enough to defeat Balin in the time that they fought in the rematch. She'll kill Morgan Elsbeth.
You know, it's an interesting thing for me in regards to Ahsoka and Balin. It sure seems like she couldn't beat Balin, or else she didn't want to, and she was stalling and he was stalling. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stalling that seems to go on in this series. But on your point, yes, they're going to meet again. And I think this time, because remember the last time they met, Morgan had that Beskar spear, right? And
Yes.
that Beskar spear seemed to be the only way she could pseudo hold her own against Ahsoka. And then obviously it didn't go her way, and Ahsoka didn't kill her, and she got captured, and the rest is history, right? This time she's going to have something else to fight Ahsoka with. And so I don't think she's obviously going to kill Ahsoka, right? Does it stand to then reason that Ahsoka is going to kill her? I don't know, but I do obviously think Ahsoka will be victorious in that battle. But again, I think it's going to be another battle of wasting time, right? So Thrawn can get away. So it might be reasonable to assume that Morgan Elsbeth doesn't make it back with them. That seems reasonable.
Yep, I'm with you. So I'm not sure what Rex is talking about.
I
Email.
think it's your review. It's your review. Have to watch the whole video, folks. I did. It's the video on that.
Got it. Okay. I thought he was saying that he made a video about the EBN folks, and I'm like, oh, I got to see that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our main topics. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to open this thing up to our Grandmaster and Jedi Master members. So, I am posting the link right now for Jedi Master, not Jedi Knight, Jedi Master and Jedi Grandmaster. Jedi Master and Jedi Grandmaster. The link has been posted. It is time for pop-ins right now. Come on in. The water's fine. Let us know what you think. And we do ask that you keep the conversation on Ahsoka as much as possible. If you have something else going on in the world of Star Wars, that's fine. If it's something quick, but we generally want to stay with Ahsoka. And the link has been posted, like I said. I cannot find the pop-ins video. Here it is. All right. Go ahead.
I'm going to bounce out, guys. Member stream tomorrow afternoon. All new members, just be watching the community page in between 2 and 4 Central. Probably actually I'll post before 2 o'clock on when I'm actually going to do it. But I'll have all that set up tomorrow. So hope to see all the members there tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to be doing a deep dive on the writing and the character development and all that for the Ahsoka show. I'm going to be hitting some key points on some stuff. Again, I want to thank everybody that has helped donate to the new computer fund. We reached our goal tonight, and that's freaking awesome.
When are you ordering?
I literally have no words. Huh?
Ordering on Monday. Monday.
Yeah, I'm going to order it Monday. I'll order it Monday, and then as soon as it gets here, I'll do an unboxing video. I'm going to do an appreciation video to all the people that donated. That'll be dropped on Patreon and on YouTube. So I'll do all that stuff. And so stay tuned for that as well. Also, real quick, freaking LSU goes down by Ole Miss. Ole Miss wins. LSU just got knocked out. So that's pretty crazy. But anyways,
before you leave, I just want to tell everybody that Nick and I will be having our Ahsoka Finale live stream Thursday night.
Yeah. Yep.
We're not going to wait until Saturday when this show ends. So you'll watch it on Tuesday night. We'll have our members in the Discord watching it in a live watch party. Nick and I will be watching it that night and posting that on Patreon. And we'll be getting wrecked in the comments, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I think more people are coming over to our side, honestly.
Here we go. We were ahead of the curve.
Yeah, the finale might surprise y'all.
So
maybe,
you're right.
Maybe.
You're right.
It's possible.
But anticipate live stream. It's not locked in, but we're thinking sometime around 9 Central, which would be 10 Eastern. So just be aware of that. And Derek Anderson, our friend, the DA, will be joining us for that live stream. So we're looking forward to doing that. Yep. Daniel, dang EBN, I was real confused as I watched your Ahsoka episode 7 review. You opened with how great it was, giving it high marks, then proceeded to rip it apart with flaw interval. Glad the end had a real score. We just did it that one time.
Yeah. We're not going to do that every time. We literally did that trolling the trolls because we literally would get comments on our videos and they obviously didn't watch the whole video.
Yeah.
And we were basically using this to just prove our point on how people don't watch and listen to our entire video and hear what we got to say. They don't hear the positive stuff we say, the negatives, all the negative stuff we got to say. They'll listen to literally the first minute and be like, shills, or black pills, and so it was fun for us.
Yeah. Black pills.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Debbie,
and so-
I'm done with you.
Debbie.
All right.
Leave.
Oh gosh. All right, Nick, you have a great night. And before we start the pop-ins,
Yeah.
I just have
See
a
you
special
guys.
request. Take care. I have a special request for the chat. We're at 196 likes.
I almost
Can we
hit
get 4
end stream.
more? Can we get at least 4 more? Can we just get it to 200? My goodness sakes. 196. Let's at least get 4 more. If y'all could do that, I'd like a nice round number. 200 will be great. We're at 199. I know one more person just wants to do it. We're not going to do pop-ins until one more person gives us a like. Come on. All right, 205. God bless you all. God
All right,
bless you all.
ladies and
Let's
gentlemen,
go. Thank you
welcome
so
to
much.
the stream, Red Tigress and Mama Bear. What is up, ladies?
Hello. Hi, Coach.
All
Hey.
right. Red, you are up. What are your thoughts? We're headed into the finale. Tell us what you think.
I wish this episode had been episode 2 or 3. If it had been episode 2 or 3, I would have rated it higher. I would have rated it more around the 6 or 7. But as a penultimate episode, it left so much to be desired. I don't like, and I think Matt kind of summed up what I feel about this entire episode. It's very animated. This entire series feels animated. It doesn't feel like live action.
Right.
And what is with Sabine's constant smug look? I
What's
mean,
with
I
her
just
constantly being shot, like more than like mistletoe at Christmas. She's getting shot constantly.
and her Beskar armor looks so bad that it's like that Beskar is actually stopping laser blasts. Don't know about that.
Right.
But yeah, I was not thrilled. I gave it a 5 at best. I did think, and then again, this is a little bit of a continuity thing that they've had the problems with through this entire series, is it looked like they almost tried to slim Thrawn down a little bit with the way they shot him. He didn't look so bulky. I agree. Lars is doing great delivering the lines.
Yeah.
I mean, having read Heir to the Empire and having listened to the audiobook, I'm like, yes, that is the Thrawn, not so much what Elsbeth is doing to him at times, but the delivery is the Thrawn I had in my head. Visually, not so much. And Ezra to me, that was beat for beat Force Awakens. Rey handed the lightsaber to Luke. And I'm like, there's too many of that. There's too much of it. Too much beat for beat from other movies. It's like, if you're supposed to be so great, Dave Filoni, give us something good. Give us something different. So overall, my thoughts for the finale is he might knock it out of the park. It might be knocked out of the park. But going into it, I don't see it. I don't, she's sitting there just chit-chatting. How are they going to get back with Ezra? It's just, the whole thing is just, this was a bad penultimate episode.
Well, one of the good things that I agree with you 100%, right? Although I think, of course, I've maybe next to Debbie, I've rated this episode the highest out of anyone here. I think as far as the finale goes, Rick Famuyiwa is directing it, and I think he will bring his directorial prowess to it, and I think he will really knock it out of the park. This last episode was directed by the gal who's very famous for House of the Dragon and all of that, and I feel like it fell a little bit flat on me from the. I expected her to really focus on what she knows how to do from a battle perspective and all of that, and what we got was a very comical, animated,
That has been my problem from day one with this show. They
Mm-hmm.
need a fight choreographer that knows how to handle blades.
Yeah.
Because except for Ray Stevenson and Hayden, who worked with choreographers in the past that know how to deal with blades. This is just a lot of flashy, whirly twirly silliness.
Rick Famuyiwa, I can't say his. I don't know his name.
Famuyiwa.
Famuyiwa, yes, him. He is doing it.
That might give me hope for the. I hadn't realized that. That might give me hope for the Elspeth Ahsoka battle being good.
And by the way, we know how long it is now. It's a 45 minute,
46 minutes, 12 seconds.
That's good.
Yeah. By the time they take the nonsense out, I almost said a bad word. It's gonna be a TV, what I consider to be a normal TV episode's content.
We'll see. Like I said, I'm keeping an open mind. I just can't give this one anything higher than a 5. It was just, like I said, had this been a second or a third episode in the season, I probably would have given it more like a 6 or a 7, because there were pieces of it that I got a little giggle out of. There were pieces I thought, oh, that's sweet.
Red, let me ask you a question.
But not as a penultimate.
How did you feel after watching episode 5 with the whole Anakin, Ahsoka, and all that? How did you feel after watching that one?
I was excited by that one. I enjoyed it.
Good.
I actually enjoyed the combat in it.
That's why I wanted to ask you. I feel like the general fan excitement at that point, just after the halfway point of the show, we should be feeling that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
This is when we should be feeling that.
Exactly.
But that feeling has come and gone.
I think what I told X-Wing on something that he posted on X was, okay. After that episode, I went, okay, all right, let's see what happens. This was actually pretty good, and I enjoyed the choreography in that fight scene. It wasn't like the first one where Sabine got stabbed, where they did they did a move almost as bad as the twirl in Book of Boba Fett.
Oh yeah.
Because if you really watch what she did, she spun around, somehow drew the saber right next to her and came straight into Sabine.
I text that to Kristen like every day.
Yeah. It's like, no.
Congratulations on your alien toy, my boy.
And for me, episode 5 didn't work for me, and it has nothing to do with the Anakin business, right? I agree. I thought it was choreographed well. I thought the way they portrayed them together, especially the young actress, was fine. I just felt like all of the lesson and everything they said in the episode was totally misplaced. Was probably not, to me, the right lesson that they should have been teaching. And I honestly feel like this is one of those cases where the leaks did say they were going to do something else. And if I think about what we saw, I could see that they were actually doing that other thing, but they chose to do this weird replacement with the background on this adjacent. It was never confirmed that was the World Between Worlds, by the way. Not in the audio description, not in the captioning, not on StarWars.com, not on any of it, because I believe they shot other things there, and for whatever reason they decided to present what they presented. It just didn't work for me.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I'm not sure I really agreed with where they were going with it. But like I said, there was a bit of nostalgia there. I enjoyed seeing Hayden Christensen as Anakin. and that coming back. I enjoyed that. I admit that 100%. The show, and I think somebody said it earlier. Excuse me, I've had sinus issues all week. I think what somebody said earlier kind of nails it, that a lot of people are seeing what they want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at what Filoni has done in a lot of these episodes, he's dropped these little member berries, like things ended on Endor. Oh, this, that, the other thing. Where if you take that little member berry out of sequence,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to do what we want him to do. No, guys, they're not going to retcon the sequels. People just need to move past that and hope that at some point we get something decent. And who knows, maybe with a few changes, it's Andor season 2. This one is trying to be decent, but I'm still at right around a 5.5 average. I mean, there's lots of time in almost every episode that I'm like, oh, I really like that. But it's not the entire episodes.
I totally get it. Well, Edie, don't leave, Red. We're gonna move over to Mama Bear. You got any final, anything at all before we move over?
No, not really. I really just I would love to see Filoni hit it out of the park with the finale. I just wish I could say I believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep an open mind on the finale.
Awesome. Well, I want to break in here real quick and just say thank you to Matt, who just became our newest patron. Thank you so much, Matt. We're going to be getting a lot done on Patreon as soon as Ahsoka ends on Tuesday. One Piece is coming, and then many more things and movies. We'll be watching Oppenheimer in the near future and posting that on Patreon as well. So thank you very much. Debbie, we're moving over to you now. Ahsoka, here comes the finale. What you feeling?
Well, I guess I expressed a lot of what you guys were saying. I mean, I've been with Matt on this mostly as an enjoyable series. I liked the last one more than he did, I think. But what made it not as enjoyable for me is totally the Sabine and Ezra stuff. It just doesn't sit right. It's
Hang
not.
on. Time out. Are you being critical of Ahsoka?
Not of Ahsoka. I'm being critical of Sabine and Ezra. Yes, of that part of the show. That's just the one part that just seems to not make it fit for me for some reason. It's not. I know he's older. I know, but if I hadn't seen somebody in 10 years, I'd be running up and hugging them. And
oh, I know.
I mean, tears.
Like when I see you once a year, I'm like, oh my God,
me too.
Our meeting is bigger than.
Yeah. You mean Sabine not being smug brat?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously things have gone on that we were not made privy to, like her family being killed in the Clone Wars, and that's why she has an attitude or something. I don't know, but that's things that you hear. So, I always say, okay, well, that little explanation, all right, fine. But as far as Ahsoka's part, I've been fine with her. I've been fine with Thrawn's part. I really like the way the Night Sisters look. I think they're one of the truer looking
they're cool.
Evil that they've had on. Better than the Inquisitors were, for sure. And one of the Night Sisters played in Stargate.
A couple of them are Stargate, and one of them played the Borg Queen in the Picard series.
Okay, so which I found really great. I thought that was cool. So I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see some good things happen. I just don't know where they're gonna leave it at. I mean, you've heard like somebody's gonna get stranded, somebody's not. This, that, the next thing. It's hard to figure out who's gonna go where. I know that they say this is supposed to lead into Mandalorian 4, and which will lead into the movie. And so who knows? I mean, you know, I've been
you go,
okay
Aurora?
with everything
Come back.
so far. Huh?
I said,
No,
where'd you go,
Aurora-
Aurora? Come back.
But so Debbie, I'm with you. I think as much as I enjoyed Sabine in Rebels,
Mm-hmm.
this Sabine is supremely unlikable.
Yes,
And
just
and maybe that's purposeful in the writing, because I don't think Natasha is acting poorly. I
no.
think she's acting the way
They're
she
telling-
was supposed to act, but they really are playing into the fact that, because if you think back to Sabine and Rebels, right, that weapon she constructed killed the Mandalorians, and then she's just keep screwing up. So in
Right.
regards to what I think is going to happen in the finale, I think finally it's going to come to light, and Ezra is going to be like, and I'm sure he'll be nice about it, because they've really made it a point to portray a very nice, forgiving Ezra in the series. Okay. But he's going to be like, I just sacrificed 9 to 11 years of my life to make sure, Thrawn didn't come back. And now you have totally undermined the entirety of that sacrifice. So now I have to continue to dedicate myself to making sure that Thrawn doesn't pay off what I tried to stop him from doing. So if anyone goes back with Thrawn, it has to be Ezra. Right? In regards to who stays behind, and do they stay behind because they have to do with Balin, I'm not going to go into all of that. But if anyone goes back and tries to continue on, I think it has to be Ezra.
Yeah.
And if anyone doesn't go back because they feel like, I need to stay here and finish something, I think it has to be Sabine. I really personally don't think they can possibly go back together.
I agree. I think she's done a lot to kind of put them in the spot they're in. Well, obviously, she, didn't listen to her master. Not that everybody listens to the master, but you know what I'm saying. You'll promise me you'll do what I tell. Yes, and then she didn't do it, and then she put them all at risk, and that's why that's what happened. Like Ahsoka kept her word to Ezra, and so I don't know. That just seems.
But Sabine got what she wanted. She got to Ezra, and that's all this characterization of Sabine seems to care about, is what is important to her. But so I don't see her making a huge sacrifice for the community.
But it's so interesting, right? Because Balin made it a point to say to Sabine that Ahsoka didn't satisfy her commitment to Sabine, but it wasn't Sabine that was tasked with finding Ezra again. It was Ahsoka.
Correct.
When they had that whole world between the worlds experience. And so this whole business with Sabine showing up first and Ezra being like, well, it took you long enough. And then he was like, just happenstance. Well, is Ahsoka coming? Right. I mean, why? You know what I mean? It's like there is a significant amount of weirdness to me that's persisted in the dialogue between between Sabine and Ezra, and then with Ahsoka too, the three of them together, it's just been so peculiarly bad.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't.
But Ahsoka's is more realistic than what Sabine's was.
100%. And Sabine thought she was dead, and it was like, well, no, I wouldn't miss. And then she's laughing with Ezra, and then Sabine's like, oh, she's alive, I'm like, huh? I mean, Hu Yang was more upset about the two of you being dead than you were.
Right. Exactly.
I just don't get it.
So yeah, I mean, so I'm glad it's going to be like a 46-minute show with no interruptions. That how much they're going to get done remains to be seen. What are they going to do with Balin now? I mean, how are they going to do that? Because if they go by what they were going to do, which I don't know, they have to recast, or are they going to maybe change it out and we don't know what happens to him, and he's off somewhere still trying to find his quest.
Right.
I don't know, because obviously he can't be there. Matt, one thing, I have my ode to the movie The Creator. I wore my
I liked it.
Rogue One shirt. I wore it when I
Yeah.
went to see the movie.
I liked it, but it's one. People don't like to. Sometimes there's thinking involved in The Creator.
Oh,
on a few different levels, and I didn't expect it to be as deep as it was.
Oh, it was deep, all right, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Like I haven't discussed it with anybody. I just told somebody my feelings because I had to burst it out as soon as I got out of the theater. It had me so, and I was just, it was so emotional, and in many ways, I also felt a biblical emotion towards that. So
it's another one of those movies where you wanted to have a happy ending, and you wonder after you've watched it, you wonder if it did. Or
in your own minds. We're not going to talk spoilers though. So anyway, but that's my feelings on Ahsoka. I've liked the show overall. I think it averages about an 8 for me. My lowest score was for last week, but it was still a 7.5.
I'm at 7. Just to be clear, Darth Simpus, I'm at 7.5.
Okay, that's about what I was.
Series.
So it's
between 7 and 7.5. It has
was my lowest. So, but for overall for the show, it's between an 8 and 8.5. I totally enjoyed episode 5, and episode 6 was okay. It was okay, but I was expecting it to be a little bit more last week than what it was, and what I did see. By the way, as far as females directors go, except for Dallas Bryce Howard, most of their female directors have not been good on these Star Wars shows, in my opinion. I like Deborah Chow was good for when she did The Mandalorian, but she was not good with Boba Fett. Or I'm sorry.
Do you think that's because they're not specialized in that style of directing, and maybe they'd be more specialized at directing shows that are more about human relationships?
No,
or do you think it's just because they're bad directors?
I don't know what it is. I just Dallas Bryce Howard had done very well in the one that she directed in season 1. That was the Krill episode or whatever the little blue things were when they were still trying to hide in season 1. And then the one that she did in season 3 was not as good as her first one, but it was okay. But Deborah Chow had that one good episode, and then I didn't like any of her other episodes after that. So I'm not sure why. I don't know. It could have been the writing material that she had to work with. It's possible.
I will, before we move on to the next pop in, Debbie, and great to have you here. I will say one thing for me is Bryce Dallas Howard has spent more time mentoring and perfecting her craft as a director in live action than Dave Filoni has.
Well, she had a very great teacher in her father.
And other places as well.
And him and I were born in the same year. I do believe.
So I'm
so I think I'm older than him though by a couple months.
No. Thank
Amazing
you, Debbie.
What happens when you work on your craft, isn't it?
It is. And she had a great teacher.
Practice. So Debbie, thanks for being here. All right, Jedi Master Lawrence, you're next. How are you?
Hello.
Good to see you again.
I have actually slightly got caught off by the trolling, but I'm like, wait, what's going on? Did we watch the same episode, or what the heck have you been? But I didn't.
As soon as Nick said he liked it, I knew it was a troll.
That was it.
As soon as he opened his mouth.
I did appreciate the Ahsoka part of it, but when it got to Rebels season 5, I'm like, can we just go back to Ahsoka and Thrawn? Because it's like, I was thinking of Heir to the Empire constantly because I literally just finished reading it again. So I'm like, please. But yeah, overall, my score is maybe a 6. If they can push it to up a little bit on Tuesday, maybe I will hope for a season 2
Mm-hmm.
and watch. We're gonna get that Luke Ahsoka scene in season 2, and along with a couple other things in Book of Boba season 2 and Kenobi season 2. All that. It's like, well, we never know.
I
Sure.
don't think we're ever going to get the Luke Ahsoka scene that we all want so badly.
I agree.
I don't
Too
think so
late.
either.
It's too late now.
Yeah.
Not only is it too late, think of what KK said at D23.
And the poster too. So.
And the poster too. So she basically said, Luke and Leia, they're dusty characters sitting on a shelf.
Mm.
So
it's a shame.
Go back and listen to that interview where she was praising Filoni up one side and down the other.
Right.
She made comments about that. She said it in terms of the Rey movie, but I think it probably applies across the board.
Yeah. And Coach, you are a total nerd now with the lightsabers.
Yes, I am.
I have 3 of them.
Nice. That
I'm
I'm
like-
actually when the
I'm
stream
watching-
ends, I'm totally fighting my kids when we get done.
Like I said, Coach, don't let them. If they stab you in the stomach, just keep going because it doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm
Doesn't
a-
matter.
No, but he's a light side character. Are you dark side or light side, Coach?
I don't know. I won't know till I pick the saber up.
Because you're more likely to survive if you're dark side at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but Rissman, he's also a white male, so he won't survive.
I have no chance.
No.
Dead already.
Oh, no.
Dead man walking.
And from my calculations, Ahsoka has died 3 times. Mortis, War Between Worlds, and failed cliff jumping. So
Plus
maybe the
Vader.
first time.
Ahsoka can't die. That's the point. She's
Well,
Filoni's dream child.
because she wasn't in, you know what, episode 9. Her voice wasn't in there.
I know.
Oh, it
I
was.
agree. I
Ezra's
agree
wasn't.
with you. Yeah, I
Ezra's
agree
wasn't.
with you. I agree with you.
But again, Filoni said, just because you didn't hear it doesn't mean she's dead. Never dead. She can't be dead.
Hmm.
Yep.
And Coach, by the way, just to chime in for a second, I noticed we had a couple of starred things. You want to take care of the starred things, or you want to keep going with the pop-ins? I don't.
Let's just keep rolling with pop-ins, and yep. Well, Jedi Master Lawrence, we appreciate you popping in here. Any last word on Ahsoka in this coming Tuesday?
Hopefully it doesn't suck. But the poo-poo.
Well, you're
Yeah.
channeling your inner
Like
Nick.
that.
I hope it doesn't suck. That's our
She
inner
really
Nick
is.
Nick. It's great. That's great.
Yep. Well, thank you, Jedi Master Lawrence. We're going to go over to our last pop-in of the night. Aurora uplinks. Aurora, what are your thoughts going into this finale, my man?
Ultimately, my complaints are Thrawn is not Thrawn. I can forgive everything else, but Thrawn has not controlled that planet in 10 years. With a full Imperial Star Destroyer, with stormtroopers, some turtles have managed to control the planet. He has failed. It doesn't matter what Ahsoka does. He can't even control that planet. He can't do anything to the New Republic. Their trip was useless.
Right.
Do you think I'm wrong?
Nope.
All they need to do is bring the turtles back to the New Republic. have the turtles defend everyone.
Oh boy, slingshots
Do they
and all.
even have pizza? Have we ever seen pizza in the New Republic? I don't
Turtle.
know if there's pizza there or not. Maybe.
And you know, I'm offended by the turtles. I'm offended that they don't use blaster rifles or something. I'm offended that they're not using technology. I'm okay with it. I let it go, but at least give a reason for why they're holding out their planet against the Empire all this time. Give us the reason for how the Night Sisters are there. How are the Night Sisters actually having new generations of Night Sisters there?
And why do they do
Do
whatever
they
Thrawn
have
says?
men there? Do they have other? Yeah, but I mean, like, do they even have other men to like mate with? Are they having new generations there? Are they just mysteriously like 10,000 years old or older, and they never bothered to have children? Where's the men? Where's the other Night Sisters? Where's all their generations going back?
Yeah.
Do they have men? I didn't watch it.
I
I've
don't know,
seen
but
clips and
Ahsoka
highlights.
has received the seal of the female empowerment and entertainment.
No, that's the wrong answer.
That's all I know.
So on
I'm
Aurora's
sorry.
on Aurora's point, there is a lot of weirdness related to that planet, related to what's in the catacombs, related to
Oh, I'm all
what's
for
in the
a
coffin.
theory.
You know, what are they bringing? Is it Night Sisters, Night Brothers? You know, why are there only 3 of them? Why do they refer to Thrawn as Lord Thrawn? You know, did they build that whole temple to dock with the Chimera? Are the bandits his crew? You know, why are the turtle people the only? There's so many.
Why didn't the Night Sisters kill the turtle people? Why hasn't someone killed the turtle people and ate them? Is there food there?
Well, Thrawn seems well fed.
Oh yeah, he's grubbing.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's
The
been
Night
hitting.
Sisters are very nice. That's all I can say.
There's some carbs on that planet somewhere.
The planet,
Well, I've had fun.
on that planet, the whole situation on that planet is weird. Thrawn and the Night Sisters want to get out. Balin wants to stay. Right? It's very, very strange. Very strange.
Okay, I'm going to say it. I like the theory about that one Force entity possibly being there, but this brings back my one problem that started popping up. I noticed in the Bad Batch. I only saw season 2, episode 1, and there's all these logic flaws in the story choices, and it's the same thing that's happening here. There's logic flaws in what happens and why, and what the world building is, and I find it frustrating. But anyways, I'm gonna go now. Unless you want to
Aurora?
talk at me for another minute.
No, final thoughts. Final thoughts before we carry on with these few little start things and then bring it home.
Hey, we'll be here Thursday or Tuesday or Thursday night as we, have our live stream and go over all this finale, and watch the finale on Discord. With the other members. So
I'll do that.
All right, my man. Well, we appreciate you.
I personally think they're going to recover the Chimera. Okay, have a good day.
See you, brother.
Take care of yourself.
All right, Mr. Producer Man.
They're firing them. They're firing them in. Let's do it. Let's
keep rolling. Thank you, guys. Michael Maloney, member chat. Bear in mind, this show started under KK's thumb. You're definitely right. No doubt about it.
Wait. Before I have to acknowledge someone. Channel Star Fox.
What is
back?
Yeah.
I hope the pool sharking is going good. Great to see you, my
Been missing you, my man. Good to see you, Felix. All right.
Good to have you here. All right.
Yes.
Here we go. Next one.
Strategist, honest question. And I started this one because I really liked it.
You did.
If we did not have the sequel trilogy, like it had never been made, how would your receptivity to this show be different? There is still all kinds of continuity and errors and things that just didn't make sense. But I certainly wouldn't be where I am knowing that we're headed to what we're heading to. So it's a fascinating question. It really is. So thank you for asking that, strategist. Honestly, we could do you know what? I want to take a picture of this because that is worthy of a video.
And I have to tell you, Coach, on this point, I think, and this will maybe one of my usual poop takes, who knows? But I think the Mandalorian series has done a much better job of reminding us of the sequel trilogy than Ahsoka has. Right? I think for me personally, with the exception of, don't pay him no attention. With the exception of, the offhanded line that Sabine said about, well, some say, that the Emperor is dead. I hadn't personally really thought about the sequel trilogy more than a second
Yeah.
during Ahsoka. But during Mando 3, I thought about it an awful lot, especially when they presented the Shadow Council and Hux's dad was there, and we got the Praetorian Guards, and we got, right? I felt more hitting me in the face, if that's something that affects you, than I did in this series personally.
I'm gonna be honest. I legitimately hope in the next episode. This is a hot take. This is a hot take at EBN. It's not a hot take everywhere, but it's a hot take here.
Let's hear it.
I hope in the next episode we discover that Balin really is on mission to revive or restore the Emperor, or it has something to do with Palpatine, and it draws that direct line to the sequels, because they need to go ahead and do it. They're not retconning. They're not giving us an alternate storyline. It's not happening. So go ahead and do it. Rip the Band-Aid off. Let it be what it is, so a lot of people can quit lingering around and go ahead and hit the exit and stop caring even more than fans generally do right now. That's what I would like to see. And I don't say that like because I want to see Star Wars die or whatever. Disney has doubled down on, they've had every opportunity to take us a different direction. They have destroyed what Star Wars was. What we have right now is not the Star Wars of old. So go ahead, do it, and let's move on with it, so we can quit this whole waiting game. We're just all sitting here waiting for when it happens. Let it finally happen. That's what I say.
I think I'm actually with you in so much as, if it's going to happen, if we're going to get, which we are, right? If we're going to get what we got in episode 9, I watch Screen Crush a lot. Doug the dog, and Ryan Airy. I like their content. And every video that Ryan Airy puts out about Star Wars always picks on the line, somehow Palpatine returned, because he hates it. He hates it as much as we do. And at the same time, if they do something in these series to actually show us how Palpatine did return, I'm still not going to like the fact that we had Rise of Skywalker, but I would be interested to see what happened along the way. If that's the story they're going to tell, at least tell it freaking well. And again, we can debate whether or not Dave Filoni is telling it well, or whether Jon Favreau tells it better, or whatever. I don't know, right? But they are taking us there, whether we want to go there or not. And if we don't want to go there, if that's your barrier to entry, then I don't know what else to say. But that's where we're going in this time period.
Yeah.
So at least make it good along the way, if that's the story you're telling. My opinion.
I'm with you. Totally with you. All right, let's keep rolling here. Scott Edwards, $4.99. What characters do you want to see lead the Mandoverse film? I'm excited for it, and the Rey film, honestly. I don't know. I would have said Mando. I would have said Mando a year ago.
I know.
I would have said Mando, Luke, but like, look, here's the deal. is Filoni's movie even really going to happen?
Yes.
I don't know. It doesn't make financial sense.
It's
If
the
it,
only one that makes financial sense.
it is.
Yeah, I think
With
so.
every show that they come out with, there's fewer viewers, Matt.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you there. But if we think about a theatrical experience and what they've said they're going to do, the three choices, the apparent three choices, put Sean Livy to the side, put Taika Waititi to the side, the three choices they've given us, right?
Mhm.
The Ray film, the Mangold film, the Filoni, the Filoni film. The three choices they've given us. If I was going to put if I was them and I was going to put my all in on one of those
Sure.
three, the
Sure.
one I would pick is the one that connects to everything that's been happening
Sure.
in what
I
we've
agree.
seen on the biggest part of the Mandoverse.
I
So
don't see it that way. I totally get it. I respect what you're saying. I'm just looking at it from the aspect of the only Star Wars that we're getting is Mandoverse over the past 3 or 4 years. And it's the only one that has a rapidly declining interest. Rapidly. So if I am, you know, business wise, why would I want to go with that one when there's fewer and fewer people watching and caring? Ahsoka is not even bringing in the numbers, and she is a cornerstone of Filoni's Star Wars. And she's not putting butts in seats in their homes. But the whole thing about the three movies is a very interesting conversation because the truth is, my brother, I don't think the only one that I would hope for that would be the most interesting to me would be the early one. And I don't know a thing about the High Republic. Nothing. But at least it's
So
so far back and it doesn't have Rey and it doesn't have Filoni doing this stuff. It's the only one that would interest me at all. But
so
the ultimate point here is I don't think any three of them are a good idea. I,
so I'm with you. And so before we go back there, I just want to say Nikki is here. I just
Happy
want to wish her.
birthday.
Can everyone wish her a happy birthday?
Happy
Nikki,
birthday.
we love you. Happiest of birthdays. I hope it's been great. Good to have you here as always. And Coach, 100%, I'm with you on this whole theatrical conundrum, right? Because they've waited too long now, and so what's the right answer, right? The Mangold, for me, the Mangold movie that you're talking about, that's 25,000 years in the past, has a great opportunity to tell a new story, and I think what they're saying right now is the Ray movie is actually the first one that's supposed to come out.
Hey,
Then maybe
real quick. Hey, happy birthday, Nikki. If anybody says anything out of the way to you, ban their ass. Happy birthday. That's your present.
and I think the Ray movie is supposed to be first, and then there was some speculation that the Mangold movie might be second, and then finally we would get the Filoni movie because there's more Disney Plus stories to be told. We have to have Skeleton Crew. We have to have Mando season 4.
So
I know we're gonna.
can I jump in?
Yeah.
I think Skeleton Crew drops the interest even more to like red alert depths.
Mm.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of it. But I think, the interest in Star Wars with the Filoni Mandoverse, it runs parallel to Disney's stock price. It is falling. And if Disney and Lucasfilm are looking at the stock price, why would you hey, let's make a movie about this. Nobody's watching it at home. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Keep going.
No, I'm with you. And by the way, there's rumors that Skeleton Crew is already getting a second season.
Wow.
So I'm like, at this point, I don't know what's the right answer for the next theatrical experience. Is it the Lando movie? I mean, what movie is it that they put out there that were like,
hey,
Star Wars is back in the theater again?
They've had every opportunity to do something different, but they keep taking us in a direct path to Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams. And when they do it, I predict half of the fan base will leave, because all of these people that react to Star Wars today, it's the same channels over and over again. I don't watch them. I see other people like Clip making fun. The people who were in tears, crying and wailing and freaking out and on every episode, it's not real. Interest is waning. We are expanding, and I hope that they finally rip the Band-Aid off and it is what it is, and that we as Star Wars fans will have something that we could go get behind and embrace that will be good and great. And by God, I hope it's Rebel Moon. That's where I'm at.
I hear you.
I was hopeful with Ahsoka that it was going to come back up. Things are going to get better. I was going to have hope again, and I'm just not feeling it right now at all.
And like we talked about earlier, I mean, Ahsoka is leaving me in a better place than Mando season 3 did. And of course I'll watch Skeleton Crew when it comes out. I think we'll be pleasantly surprised in some ways. In some other ways, I'm sure it'll be just another Disney Plus experience. But for me, I'm really conflicted on the movie side of it, because it's, my goodness, it's gonna be 5 or 6 years once they finally put a movie out. It's gonna be at least 6 years or more since we've had a Star Wars movie, and it's kind of getting to the point where, is it too late? Regardless of what they put out, is it too late? Because the next thing has to absolutely slay. It has to be amazing.
We're in this cycle where we say every time, this has to be great. I am like 0 for 4.
Well, and on the Mangold movie, it's come out now that the people who are writing it are the same folks that wrote Dial of Destiny. It's the same writing crew with him on this movie. So I'm like, that's why I feel like the Filoni movie is the best one, with the best chance of the one that's coming out. And from what I saw, they offered it to Favreau, and Favreau said, nah, Filoni needs to do this. So already there's churn involved. And I think the story they're endeavoring to tell and the lead character they're going to put there is not what folks are expecting. So already it's like they just don't seem to be learning.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've got us off on a tangent. Yeah, okay, you got it. Thank you.
Right. Ministry of Wrong Think 999. Thank you, brother. I have to admit, you got me on your episode 7 review. Lol, holy crap, I feel stupid now. This was a learning experience for my open-mindedness with everyone's opinion on Ahsoka. Stay honest, guys. Always. We will always call it like we see it. We never play to the crowd. We are open and honest, and we want you to be the same way. So
great to see you here, Ministry of
No shills, no shill black pill here. It's just authenticity. So, but thank you so much, Ministry of Wrong Think. We appreciate you, brother. And then Scott Edwards, Ahsoka gives Luke hope in the sequel trilogy era. He remembers her. Well, it wasn't enough hope, because my man was drinking green titty milk and he was done. See, that's the thing. I just can't go back and revisit the sequel trilogy. It's so bad. They damaged what could not be damaged. You know, like Star Wars was something that was unstoppable, couldn't be beaten. Like when the Israelites had the Ark of the Covenant, they marched around your village and you were done.
Yeah.
You had the indestructible force, and Lucasfilm destroyed it. I still can't understand it.
Well, and on your point, there's so many great Luke stories that are going on in this time frame, right? Even though we saw him building the temple up and R2 was helping him and all that, without Grogu, he appeared to have at that point no students, right? So Luke in this time frame he's going out, he's learning things, he's rediscovering, he's picking up artifacts, he's going out, he's tell us some of those stories. If you insist on taking a long pit stop in this time frame, tell us some of those stories, and ideally then you would be telling us stories about Leia and Han also, right? Because they were all doing great things during that immediate post Return of the Jedi time frame. But so far we've seen everything other than that. We've just seen Luke at the temple. And if you're like, well, Luke's off doing other things and these folks are doing okay, well then can we see what Luke's doing? I mean, is it, I mean, I don't think we're bereft of other stories that can be told here, but we have very specific stories that are being told in a mediocre way.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, and we love Star Wars too much for it to be mid, but mid is what it is for me. Speaking for me.
Other than Andor has been amazing, right? But everything else.
Honestly, I think I just need to go back and rewatch Andor at some point. Just revisit it. Maybe it was the 2 a.m. thing for me. I don't know, but I definitely need to do it before season 2 comes out. And I will tell you, I'm looking forward to season 2 because that's a Star Wars show that I know will at the very least be decent. At the very least be decent, if not great.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Matt, for co-hosting tonight. We loved it. We'll be back on Thursday for our finale live stream. Tuesday night, come and check out. If you're a member, Discord, we'll be watching it live. Nick and I will watch it and get that out, the whole show out on Patreon, and then we'll have our review drop around 9:00 that night, and then I'll be going to bed and looking at all the comments in the morning.
And then, Coach, if you want me to come back and do something on Saturday, if folks are interested, we certainly can come back and do something on Saturday too. We'll keep it under advisement.
Yep, we'll be making announcements, and we'll have something going on Saturday as well. We want to play this for our wonderful moderator and teammate here at Echo Base Network, Nikki. Happy birthday to you. We are Echo Base Network. Love you guys. See y'all on the next one. Oh, and thank you so much for getting Nick a new computer.
Gracious sakes. Emily, if you're out there, everyone who's donated, God bless y'all.
Thank you for on Nick's behalf. Thank you on my behalf, because now Nick is going to be able to pump out videos for the first time in forever, and it's going to be amazing. And we'll get him back on camera. Can't wait for it. All right, guys. Love y'all. See ya.
The Empire wishes you a happy birthday. And now we will sing. Me.
Happy birthday.
You're a little early.
Sorry.
A little early. Nicky. Nicky.
Happy birthday to you.
Nicky.
And many more.
Many more.
Bye. Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Go home. Why are you still here?